Hey there, welcome back, guys. No, I didn't change the music. It's a new flight, so it's called Intro 2028 because as you can see, everything's in fuller bloom. It's with the Avata 2, but without the I think it's the UV filter. No, CPL filter. Without the CPL filter, so everything looks greener. But that CPL filter has to go under because if I crash, it's the end of that lens. And then it's a new flight. The flight was probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Hey, hello, Lily Frog. 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I just finished it last night. I finally got around to it. But 3D print of the week, thanks to Swedish Forge, who introduced us to these minis. We still have supports that we need to take off from this guy from last week. I want to see if I can prime him though, a different color. We got one on the print bed. I didn't realize that the one on the print bed, I'm not sure if it's scaled or not, but it really is the actual size of a mini with Swedish Forge's supports. But we're going to print that one, and I'm going to show you guys over here on Creality High. And there it is right there. It's so small, it's so pequito. Like literally, like these are my tweezers right here, and we'll stand it up next to the tweezers, or even next to a freaking battery if I have one laying around. Anyway, you guys 3D prints, you know what the actual size of a tweezers is. But check this out. I don't know how that happened. So we're gonna take this guy off the board, and then on the intro I had to reset the settings because it was a new one, and you have to set it to loop instead of play nothing at the end. But I didn't realize it was so short. I thought it was like 7 minutes. I have to see how long that flight is because I saw a blank screen. Let's see. Oh, anyway, I'll figure that out later. But look how small he is. Wow. Like literally, and I think it's the same one as the first one, unless they all carry those little antenna things like Ant-Man and underneath them. But here it is right here. We're gonna put him in me stuff, and there it is. Is it under there? Yeah, it's under there. I think we can just finagle it a little bit like that. That part over there. Please. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll fix that later. But yeah, look. It should come off the board. I printed this yesterday. So we're gonna unlock. We'll take off the supports. Wow, he looks really cool though. This is the real miniature. I don't know how that happened, but we're gonna look at the settings. Just wish he was gray. I have gray filament though. We're going to put this back on the board, and then we're going to open up the file. The marker bay is here. Marker bay, wow. I must be doing something right if he's here. And not that I'm always doing anything wrong, but knowing that and moving forward. So the print bed is cleared. I could press print again, but I want to share with you the trick to this. So I'll leave in the link in the description the template that was created by Swedish Forge, and then what we do is to use that template so that we don't have to memorize what those settings are. We open it up. Okay. So I'm going to go to my desktop. Hey, oh, Mac Creative, welcome back. Mac Creative, hey, hello. We've got another regular, sweet. So again, it'll be in the GitHub repository, but what you do is, this is how I do it. You take the file, it's on my desktop. It's called support rates, right? And then I open it. This is how it works with Creality. And then what you'll do is you'll open it up. It'll take a little bit or two. It may crash or maybe slow. And here it is. This is our last print that we printed with these settings. But as you can see, if we click it, right? And if we go to the scale option, oh, it's at 100%. Interesting. So it didn't take the scaling with it, but it took everything else, which is great. We'll find out if it took everything else, because it's going to make, we'll find out whether or not the supports will take or not. So anyway, knowing that, moving forward, we'll take off easily. We're going to delete it, right? And if it's deleted, now if we go to the print that we want to print, which is in the link in the description, we go to 3D prints, and then chaos. I think this is it right here, and there's a base to it. Make sure if you scale it, the base gets scaled at that size too. So now when I click it and open it, it'll open up. You see here, I got some errors. I'm not sure what the errors are, but it printed, as you can see, so I'm not worried about it. If you guys know what those errors mean, please do share, because I have not the slightest clue. And then I'll go here for M to enable the cursor, and as you can see, he's laying down flat, and I was like, hey, why don't I just print them like that? He might print that way. I've never seen one. Usually they're standing upright. Anyway, and you still get that error anyway. So we're going to zoom in on him. I think we're going to forget about the black. We'll always assume that it is black, right? And then we'll just take the eyedropper and know that number 1 always takes a lighter color, because you can't really see it on the bed. Now we can see it. See that? And then we can shift and slide. That's the marker bay technique. He figured out how to get that going. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the not lay on face, I believe is rotate, not this one, probably lay on face, and then choose like right about there, and he should stand upright. See that? And remember, this is at 100%, and I think we had it by default to 130. But why not choose? Well, yeah, we'll have one real miniature, which will take the supports off, and then one which what we normally do, I think we did at 130, right? So then we're just going to scale it up. Surprised that didn't save. I know I have another version over here, but that's okay. Do Command All, because you want the X, Y, and Z to be 130, and then Enter. See? And then there he is. Well, he printed really nicely, so I can't wait to see. So now, after we slice it, we can click on the scale again to get that out of his way. Looks a little bit like a transformer. Really nice. Oh, maybe that's his oxygen intake, so he can breathe, like a rebreather, like they have for scuba diving. I'm not sure. And then slice the plate, and then there we go. Look at that. And this is going to take 1 hour and 6 minutes. It says it right there. And then now I'm going to send the print. What colors do I have in there? Yeah, yellow doesn't really do justice. Well, all we have is black. I should take the black out and just put it on the spool. Maybe put it on the Creality print. And bust out the gray. It's somewhere around here. Alright, so then we're going to send it to the printer. Maybe see if we can paint them, right? Send print. Even though it's gray, we know it's going to be printing in black. We were fooled and deceived by Amazon, because the black was gray and the gray was black. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Start print. Make sure your print bed is clear. I didn't hear no bells. Alright, so now we're back. The support for difficult, I made a couple of mistakes. Oh, that's right, Bob. We sent Bob about 3 of these, 3 or 4. I forget how many. Remind us, Bob. And we sent him a tool. We sent him the little pliers, so that he could have his own, right? You know, I'm not gonna, you know, it takes away the fun and experience when someone else does it for you. It's like, here you go, enjoy. But he got to take the supports off himself, and he said, click on the right model and repair. Oh, okay, I'll do that. The supports were difficult. I made a couple of mistakes. That's okay. That's why I sent you a few, so that, remember, I made just as many mistakes as you did. But hold on. Let's do what Swedish Forge said. He said right click and repair. I see fill bed, clone. Simply, hold on, let's see that so that you guys can see what I see. I see fill bed with copies, clone, simplify model, mesh, boolean, split, mirror, delete, copy, add parts, and I don't see repair. No, we don't have repair. I see add part. I've done that before. I'm not crazy about using the cylinder tool to break it up into pieces or like splice holes in it. Printable, edit print settings, edit. Nope, I don't see it. There's no repair. Center, split, mirror, delete, copy, and it said. Well, it says here, error 233 non-manifold edges tips. Fixed model feature is currently only on Windows. Please repair the model on Creality Print Windows or CAD software. I don't have Windows. Here, I'll move it over so that you guys can see. Yeah, so apparently it's a Windows. I don't have a Windows machine. That's kind of messed up, though, that they prioritized the repair for a specific machine. But let's hear more about Bob. Bob, load it up to your channel. Would you like another mini? These are mini. I would call it mini-me. This is the actual size of a mini. So we're gonna see if we can take these supports off. That's full version of me. See if we could take these supports off. Right. What's her name again? Ziggy, turn on camera lights.
The camera light and camera light color switch seem offline.
Oh.
Try checking to see if the switches are off. The lights are unplugged.
This is how they used to do it a long time ago. Oh my god. You mean you actually have to turn on the lights? Yeah, you do. Old school. Ziggy, turn off on air. Ziggy, turn off on air.
Okay.
There we go. Now the lighting is just right. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, you have not fixed it. I can't fix it. It won't let me. It says Windows only. I guess there's like a delay, so he won't see what I showed him earlier. Yeah, it won't fix, but it still prints. But I'll have to Google that and see what that error actually means. But yeah, it won't let me fix it because it says do Windows version of the app or CAD. Yes, the tentacles are they are, right? Yeah, and he's got little tentacles on his back. But now, let's see if these supports come off. All right, Samsung me. Search for fix. Search. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna search for fix after I do this. We need to fix it. Whoops! Don't break your stuff. I will search for fix. All right. Let's see. Me stuff. I will search for the fix. Hold on, there's probably another chat coming in on the other platform. 1 moment, please. Yep. Please, Stargoose. Hey, what's up, Stargoose? Shout out to you. Shout out to Lily Fogg. Shout out to Stargoose again. Red Gamer 997. Yes, we are 3D printing. Red Gamer, please model Stargoose. Stargoose. We do take requests. Okay. Let's see if there is a Stargoose. I don't know. Full version of me. Samsung me. So we're just doing shout outs. Mackie Creative is here. Swedish Forge did suggest that we Google that error to see if we can try and fix it. No, shut up. All right. Interesting. I like that. I mean, this right here. So if we take that, and if we go into 1 moment, please. I was like, hey, that's a great idea. YouTube. I just need to go to my channel for a second. You could filter out words, and then put people in the timeout room. But that's one word I didn't add to my filter. I'll show you guys. I just need to go to the channel. I didn't realize it was a thing that until the anyway, YouTube helper showed me how. Manage customize channel, and then I believe you have to. I don't want to view channel. Content detect. Oh, let me check content detection though. Oh, interesting. Here, I'll let you guys see. Samsung Me. I'm not sure why this one. I'll have to look at this later. Not sure what this is. Looking for a copyright claim somebody made on your video. Matches. Came to that one. Not sure why. They sent me that. Total views 7. Let's click it and see what that does. Oh, they put it on their channel. Nice. Okay, that works well. Interesting. All right, so basically they not only blacklist me, like usually stuff like that, but I actually made the video, so they're letting me know. I can request video removal. No. I can archive it and contact channel. Interesting. So you always want to check here, but it found the video that someone else uploaded, but it's fine because they sent me that. It's interesting. I didn't know that they had them. They liked it so much that they put it on their page. But then what you want to do is, I have looked for requests, messages, and archive. So that's fine. Anyway, I'll figure that part out later. But what I want to do is somewhere in here, there's a spot where you can click ban words, right? I believe it might be in the settings, in general, channel, advanced settings, I'm definitely going to ask how to do that. Advanced settings, and some other stuff in here. Upload defaults, permissions, community permissions, and there we go, block words. So now if I go here to the bottom, we will block words like shut up, shut up. We'll do it both ways. Shut up and shut up, and then shut up, and then put a comma. See, and then we have here other words that are blocked, but these are for like hopefully it works. If it doesn't, that's fine. Then you click save, and then when someone tries typing something like that, hope it might just put them in the timeout room or block it. But that's really cool. I didn't know that one. Anyway, knowing that, it's really cool. They added it, but they didn't get as many views. Let's see their channel. Oh, nice. I never thought I'd see myself on YouTube. The last time I saw myself on someone else's channel, they took one of the videos. Remember that? Of the Ridgewood? So that's pretty cool. They're using the content creators' videos and adding them. Look, Nima Nilsson looks like the guy from Taken. Really cool. Nice. How many videos do they have? A lot. Oh, 107 and going. All right. Anyway, that's that. So now that we fixed that, I will Google the other stuff later. Let's take off these supports and click cancel here. And let's see where the chats. Oh, the chats are here in this window. But I will, yes, I'm going to look up Stargoose, because that looks really cool. And we got about it. The print just started, so I'll let you guys watch that, and I'll let you know if I come up with anything. I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit, because I moved it a second ago. Hold on to show you guys the print. One moment, please. Now I need to find a cloth. I figured, hey, why instead of putting your fingers all over it, just spray it with air? But then I realized, nice. I printed some Gray Knight and tried the Carnifex yesterday, but forgot to turn on supports. Oh my god, that might have been a disaster. Some don't need supports. There were some that actually I downloaded. I'll share with you that were miniatures from printables, and it said no supports needed. But let's check out Stargoose, and then we'll check out the era. Stargoose STL file, and then we'll leave here. Oh, yeah, I don't think we're gonna there. I think we have to probably type in Warhammer. Let's see. Yeah, Stargoose. Unless if that's the spaceship. Warhammer. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, no, Stargoose. Let's check it out. Here, I'll show you. Stargoose looking pretty good. Wow, this could be another print. Okay, I like this one. This is like more my speed. I kind of like the ones that look a little bit like the character from Doom, but without too many accessories to carry around in the war. You know, they have just about the right amount. I like Star. Oh, look at this one. Who's that? This one's really cool. You know, because it's got to be heavy. Who's that? Oh yeah, retro. Oh look, without his helmet. It looks a little bit like something from the boss from Breath of the Wild. Scary looking. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely Stargoose, maybe. I kind of like it. And then let's see, what were the other ones he suggested? Where are you getting your files? There's a link in the 3D. There's a link, 3D Cults, the free ones. And then if you look back, Swedish Forge shared some with us. There's a link in the description of this video, but also I didn't include this link. If you go to printables, right, you have to log in, and then if I go here, your ID, and you go to downloaded, you see these are the ones. Female Elf I was thinking of doing next, and Hooded Stranger, but when you click them, check it out. It says no supports. FDM. I forget what the FDM stands for. It's an acronym for something really cool, but you guys know, remind me. I actually got the FDM settings. I paid like $2 for it, so like you can have your 3D print for your Creality, and not Creality, Cura. It would work with, and you put it in. Don't do it. Use Swedish Forge settings, and then add your printer to Creality print, and you'll be fine. It doesn't work. Maybe it did at the time, but that FDM experience is garbage. And the proof's in the pudding because we tried it. Anyway, knowing that and moving forward, we'll go back here. That's going to take about an hour, which gives us plenty of time to see if these supports come off. But I just want to get that where it needs to be there. I'll fix that later. Put that there. Alright, let's see if these come off. That's this guy. Gonna need my special glasses so that I can see. Ah, I forgot I didn't scale it. I think I scaled it, right? Yeah, I scaled it. I hear the bells. FDM fuse deposition molding. Modeling, sorry. Interesting. Anyway, the fuse deposition modeling didn't work. You got to use Swedish Forge's settings. Maybe it did at the time, and it was exclusively for Kira, another application. So this is a little tricky. You know what I thought about the supports? Swedish Forge's settings. Look at that, come right off. There's a link to this in the GitHub repository if you want those settings, or this file to do it the way I did. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it just comes right off. I wonder if I could just pull them off. No, because it's fused in certain areas, like a tree with roots. But it will come off. Look, if I cut it from the bottom. See? Just be careful that it doesn't go flying in your face or in your eyes. This is really nice. This is the actual size. The less accessories that it has, the more likely you are to take the supports off without, whoops, losing any of his so-called accessories, like the axe. Bob, are you there? Would you like to try again? We will ship you another one, complimentary on us. Just remember to have the print open. We sent Bob one of these, and he had a blast. He said he messed up, which means I don't know if he got his actual print. You know what I did try though? I tried this. I don't know if you guys did this. I took the soldering iron and I just melted all the way around. Of course, with a tip, I didn't mind sacrificing, and it just, of course, you need the fan. Here, I'll show you on this one. You're like, no, Lou, but then you don't have to worry about like the pressure of these pliers, right? Like accidentally taking one of his accessories off. But here, I'll show you how I did it. It might get a little loud, but it worked, and it requires patience. You need a really fine tip, right? And then you need this thing right here, one of these to salvage and sacrifice, because you know, it's gonna get crap all over it in there, and in there is usually melted solder. I lost one of the axe. We lost. Yeah, trust me, I've been down that road before. I hate it when I lost the axe. It sucks. Oh, well, let's see what we can do for you, Bob. Alright, so then when the soldering... Wow, the soldering iron, I forgot this was the one that's plugged in. The soldering iron that you plug in is really fast to heat up. There's no weight. I haven't used this one in a while because it doesn't really work, to be honest with you. The pencil one works better. So what you do is you tap it, right? And then you just sort of like go like out. See? And it broke that. And then carefully, not to touch anything. See, and then that broke that. Watch your fingers. See? This is one way to do it. Like if you really want to, just you have to have a tip that you're willing to sacrifice. See? And then now, you don't have to worry about that pressure when you squeeze the pliers, right? Because look, it just comes right off, except we have one in there. It does require, see, a steady hand, and of course, carefully, not to let it sit for too long, because it will melt on there, and then other pieces might accidentally. But you kind of get the idea. Anyway, we'll go back to the regular way. Make sure your tip is clear and clean, or put a new one on when the time is right. And then don't use this for soldering anymore because there's plastic in there, and anyway, you get the idea. It is pretty cool, but then everything smells, you know, and you're most likely to suffer some sort of detox. Well, the monitor glitched. So yeah, it's interesting, but I don't recommend it. But it did work, unless there's another way to do it. So now we're back to the old way, because when you squeeze it, that pressure is just enough to fuck shit up where, you know, it could break the axe, it could break something. And as you can see, it's coming off, but it is fused together at the bottom. But this is our first print with a mini in its actual size. Really cool. This looks like one of those. And then so now we go in there. But yeah, that's the only thing I could recommend for you, Bob. If you have a soldering iron. I remember Bob saying he has soldering iron or something. I don't know. In the past, he does have a multimeter. The best one. Definitely the best. When I compared with the one that we were sent, it was alright. So yeah, that's what they do with the videos. They use it for their own promotional on their own channel, you know. Whoops. Yeah, this is really cool. I like this. Our first 3D print not scaled. If we take this one off, you know what? We already know the other one works, right? We can send this to you, Bob, and hopefully you'll have better luck with this one. Except it won't be its actual size because it's scaled. But this is really nice. Maybe we'll print one more for scale for Bob because I can say I am enjoying this. Like the having an actual mini, its actual size, right? Like we were scaling them up at 30%, but as long as it doesn't have a lot of crap / accessories, you can have your own mini. And look, now when Swedish, oh, that's what I want to share with you with Swedish Forge. Bob, you got to check out what Swedish Forge did with his. Oh, interesting. Yeah, those are supports. He made like a mini world of like really coolness. You'll see, I'll show you in a second. Like a little diorama. Just be careful with this. Yeah, look at that. This would never have happened with default settings. We've got a little, hey there, little man. I wonder if we can prime him gray, like Swedish Forge did with, but he's got all the right paints. I don't know, we might have luck with it. This one, Our Lady printed in gray, but I don't know if we're gonna get lucky with this little guy. Look at that, bite size, little candies. Don't eat it. Wow, that is so cool. I just wish he was in gray, because then we can see all the detail. We'll see what happens if we paint him in gray. We're going to see if we can paint one. But remember, we need his base. Remember, if you're going to scale him, like this one wasn't scaled. The one that's on the bed was scaled. Make sure that everything is the right size. So now, I love it. Thank you, Swedish Forge. Shout out. We'll thank him in person. Shout out to Swedish Forge, because this would not have been possible without you. I'd still be at my bed at this file trying to be like, why can't I get the supports off? Well, those days are over. This is like amazing. Now you can remember these settings will work for any print. Of course, sometimes Swedish Forge shared a different angle might work, like, you know, tilting him, doing like this or that. By default, this one's on the bed, which is really weird. Usually they're not on the bed laying down. Usually they're standing up, and you know, you figure out maybe left, maybe right. But that's all subjective to your printer / experience, and you know, you have to figure. I don't know how to tell if something needs to be angled or not, but that's just trial and error. But with a little chiquito like this, you can't go wrong, because they don't take forever to print. So, you know, if shit don't work out, you just try a different angle. But he's supposed to be seen at that angle. We're going to see if we can add some color to him so we can see his depth. I want to see if we can paint him gray. But we have to print his base, and the other one's printing to scale, right? I got Pet Shrimp. Any good names? Yeah, Creole. I love shrimp Creole. It's really tasty. Not that I would eat your pet shrimp, but I was thinking of. I even have the gloves for clams, for chucking clams. I love clams. I used to love shrimp a lot, but I get itchy if I eat them now. I used to eat them by the bowl, but now thankfully I'm not allergic to clams, so now I just have my gloves for chucking clams. But yeah, I would say Creole. Or like Louisiana's favorites. But I didn't know you have pet shrimp. Are you talking about sea monkeys? Oh, remember sea monkeys? Did he say pet shrimp? Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know of any good names for a pet shrimp. Yeah, I never even know you could have a shrimp as a pet. Yeah, I can't agree with you on that one. If it's so boring, hello. Removing the supports are fun. Yeah, who said the supports are boring? I never said that. No. Oh, Bob did. Bob. No, removing supports is like a challenge. It's like, you got this. Ziggy, turn off camera lights.
Okay.
It's a challenge. You're like, because you keep your fingers crossed and hope that you're actually going to do it. It's a crapshoot. But I always like, it's kind of like that Don't Tip the Waiter, or that game Operation, where you're like trying to take it out without, getting the buzzer to go bzz. And in this case, there's no buzzer. Shit just will break. And it's the end of the print. I got 3. Bob got 3, so we sent Bob 3. Okay, cool. And you got the cutters too, right? The cutters. And so now let's check out the printer. So it's like a quarter there. I'll bring it back in a second. I'm just gonna go to Samsung Me. So then again, this is a template, and we delete it. Couldn't repair it, but we will look at the repair after we slice this and send it. And then what you do is, now that we have our template open, thanks to Swedish Forge, we go to 3D print and Lost Hersey, and then go here. As long as the file is open, it throws it onto the bed. Sometimes, not all the time. See, it threw it on the bed, except this one it printed like that. So now we want to go here. Whoops. Press it, and then put it back here, and make sure that the scaling is back to default. See, scaling's at 100. I guess we'll just leave it at the gray/black, right? Slice it. Doesn't need supports, but that's fine. We'll just leave it the settings as is. Or you can just open it, and since it's a base, you can just open it and leave it as is. So let's say we can close this, right? Because we don't need all that stuff that's in there. So select no, discard, and then go back. Is the file still open? I believe it's right there. And then just click base, and then it'll just open it at defaults. Nothing will have been saved except for however the creator left the file to be opened. So in this case, we don't need Swedish Forge's settings because there's really nothing there except the base. And then now we can zoom in a little bit just to see what's happening. Slice the plate and then send it to the printer because we have one in there. Send only. And then now, not sure what that is over there. It's like a little stain on the build plate. I'm not sure what happened, to be honest with you, but I'll do it another time. So now did we click send only? Yep, send only. It just doesn't close the screen. You can change the name of it here, but usually, yeah, we can. Once we close it, we can't. And then that's it. So then that goes there, and select no, I'm not going to save it. So now after this, we'll print the base. Remember that was at 100%. We didn't change any of the settings. But I want to figure out what that thing is. Hold on. Let's open up our Creality print. And then we'll look up the error on the other one. Just want to see what this is. See right there, like a little blemish. Little blemish. I don't know. It's there forever. I tried taking it off, but it's like something fused to it. Maybe on leveling, something happened. Alright, knowing that and moving forward, let's open up the other file. Okay, the Marine. And see what that error 223 non-manifold edges. Sounds familiar. Reminds me of something I had seen on the Cura forum. I'm pretty sure they will have it there on Cura because I'm not the first one. It's not like I'll be in the Guinness Book of World Records for the first guy to have this error. But I think if we're going to get lucky, we would get lucky on the Cura forum. Okay, let's see what this is. And again, this one doesn't require supports. Not all of them do, which is great, but the ones with all the details and that are Mickey Moused up will require supports. Okay, so now let's scroll this up. and go here. Era 223 non manifold edges. Sound like non-manifold time, like a sci-fi book or something. Manifold time. And then now if we go here, it says 223 non-manifold edges. Error means your 3D model has geometric flaws that prevent 3D slicing software like Bamboo Studios, Orca, blah, 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 from understanding what is solid space and what is empty space. Apparently not, because this printed really well. But let's see what. Usually they have solutions on what was it? Cura. I think we have to open up Cura first, and then like it's a back door away into the form. If we go sign in, and I believe it's this one. I agree. Next, and next, and next, and next. And then I should be logged in. I don't like Swedish Forge says no cookies. And then now if I close it, I'm logged in. And then you go into here, ask a question. I gotta sign in again, but this is it here. Sign in with Ultimaker account. Now it's just looping. There we go. I'm signed in. Yay! So then I click refresh. I think it was. I wonder if I can see my history. Manage followed content. So if Swedish Forge was on here, he'd probably be a moderator, because like he's always jumping on the solutions. Bottoms up. So topics I follow, events, 3D print, forms, activity, onward content. My activity streams, content I started. Yay. Mesh tool. I learned about the mesh tool from here. Slashy the Cow was the one that fixed Nova, which we might print again. That might be a cool print because they fixed it for us on here. I started more than that though. Oh, I see. Hold on. I saw there was a page nation thing at the bottom. Load more activity. There's no activity. Where did it go? Hold on. Usually they keep it right here. But since I haven't been in here in forever, like they basically bumped, you know, they got rid of a lot of stuff. They didn't get rid of it, but I know how to find it without going on here. Messages, maybe here. Let's go to the inbox. Content I posted in. No thumbnail. I found they gave me the solution for the thumbnail on that one. Load more activity. It's possible that they delete pause print, and they helped me with that. Ah, no thumbnail. What's that one? Oh yeah, they gave me a solution for this because there was something with the print when I was doing the 3D filament thing. But but they get really in. You'd like this Swedish Forge because they get really into the detail, the nitty gritty of the science and the metrics, the numbers, and all that stuff. And if you create your project in Cura, right? And you come to them with the issue in Cura, they'll give you the solution, but then you take that solution and you transfer it to Creality Print, which is really cool. You know, so like don't be discouraged by the fact like, hey, I don't use Cura. Don't worry about it, because you will just transfer it to Cura. So if there's something you want to do in Creality Print that you can't do, try to do it in Cura, and then share with them your, what you're experiencing with your troubleshooting, and then they'll give you a solution, and then you just transfer it. It's so weird it's not here though, but that's okay. I know how to find it. I'll just go to my channel, go to YouTube, and I think it was called, and if I go to my channel, because I have a link to it directly from there, and go here and go to, I think it was Nova. I type in Nova and all that stuff comes up. Ah, Savage Planet. There it is. So in here, it should take us back to Cura, hopefully, if they didn't remove it, because you can see I'm trying to find it, but it's not there. See, there it is. See? We should download it though, because he fixed the file. I want to see how it printed, because the supports were a bitch to take off. I'm having a similar issue. See, he was having a similar issue too, but the moderator on here, they just fix your shit. Like, they love like a good puzzle. It was like a puzzle to them. But then after you get your solution, see, this was like some issue similar, like it doesn't know what's the file I got from Cults 3D, and it wasn't me. It was the file that was just fucked up, like similar to what we're having right now. But he fixed it with some really advanced software. But then after he fixed it, he goes into the whole science of it, using like CAD and then some other stuff. And then this is all, the Swedish Forge would love this part. He's like, yeah, I fixed it with just some issues with it right there. You see, we line 20 and then the Boolean operations. I'm like, what? I just want to press print. But yeah, so that's how this is there. If you have a problem again, and then this is what he called a cheat sheet. Are you freaking shitting me? A cheat sheet. I have no idea what the hell that is, but this was the cheat sheet he used to fix the file. So yeah, Swedish Forge would love this. So anyway, back to where we were. I don't want the cheat sheet. I want to download this file and then cut and paste the problem we were having. And then I thanked them by tagging them. But for some reason I can't find in the stuff I posted. I guess you get bumped out or something. It's a good thing I saved the link though. Anyway, this is it right here. See, player fixed, and then there it is. But let's after we'll open them up. Wait, I hope that's it. Yep, there he is. Yay! And I want to see how he prints. We'll take this one off the bed, and then after that, now we'll just search for it. We'll type it in. I'm pretty sure someone may have had that error here. No, they didn't find anything. Oh, but you do get something like some parts of model disappear after slicing. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we did Google it, like Swedish Forge said, If you are using a slicer, use the auto repair. That's what he said. Right click the model or look for a warning in the bottom corner. Yeah, there is no repair. Bummer. Let's take this guy off the bed and put the other guy. We're in the operating room. And see if we can put somebody else on the bed. Here it is. Marine. Sick bay. Well, we'll go here. Whoops, wrong one. Put him back on his feet. And yeah, there's no repair because it's telling us to use another Windows machine. Fill bed. I wonder why though. Why it doesn't have that feature on the Mac software. Anyway, see, usually sometimes it's here too. And let's see how it opens up on Creality though. Let's drag. Not Creality. Sorry, Cura. Let's see what Cura does. Because if Cura has the option to fix it, then we can fix it. And no, we can fix it in Cura, and then bring it back in to the other application. Ah, come on, you got this, little guy. I just wanna lay flat. See, when I click lay flat, it's not working, so I just got to do it from here. Put him like that, and then press the lay flat, and then he'll be on the bed on his 2 feet. That's how Cura works. And then if we zoom in, yeah, but no errors. Oh wait, there's one right there. What is that? Oh, that's just for thumbnail script. Yeah, that was so you could see the thumbnail on your printer. Of course, this would be tricky because now, you know, you would have to add the supports in there. So see, Fat Dragon Games. Oh, that's what it was. No, that's not. So FDG stands for Fat Dragon Games. What was the and then FDM stands for Fuse Deposition Modeling. So confusing. Too many acronyms. So I had gotten the Fat Dragon Games settings, and it's crap. Anyway, so now we're just gonna go here, see what supports do, slice it. Supports already there. I would say touching build plate, normal. Tree doesn't give you many options, and I think we had chosen, let's do 30, right? I don't remember what it was, but we're not gonna print it anyway. I just want to see what it does. So this one's gonna take forever to print anyway. 3 hours. See that? And that's because, oh wow, yeah, Ender 3 Pro. Yeah. And then if we go to preview, wow, I wonder how that will come off, right? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, but that's with the Fat Dragon Games setting. So the Fat Dragon Games, this is a little trick I'll show you. When it does the supports, it's doing the supports as if you were using resin, like these pointy supports, so that they just slightly touch, and supposed to come right off, but it didn't work. So I wouldn't even go Fat Dragon. I would just do standard quality, right, and discard changes, and see how long it takes. Yeah, the Fat Dragon I need to delete from there, but I don't use that one anyway. But now that I press default, I have to turn the supports on, and then do tree, and then everywhere. It's at its own language. I do touching build plate, but don't do this because you really want Swedish Forge's settings, and just use the Creality print slicer. See, because this shit's it's too big with supports and doesn't work. And the Creality, 1 hour and 24 minutes, which isn't so bad. Again, Creality slicer will work. Just put your printer in there. It does allow you to add a printer manually, but we know that we don't need supports that big. But we were just looking to see if anyone else had that issue on the Ultimaker Cura, but no one seems to have. But that's probably because it's a Creality thing. But people have other issues. But if there's something particular you want to print, you know, figure it out in Cura until you get the error, and then they'll tell you how to fix it, and then you transfer those settings over to Creality. print. All right, knowing that, moving forward, looks like we got another print for next week. Won't be a Warhammer, but it'll be a Spaceman. I want to see how those supports work. Knowing that and moving forward, yeah, I was saying I got 3 shrimp. 3 shrimp. Wow, that's I've never even. I know you can buy shrimp at the seafood place, but I never knew. You can have shrimp as a pet. Pet shrimp. Wow, interesting. Never knew that. Huh. Interesting. Wow. A blue one. Huh. Oh, look. A beginner's guide to keeping shrimp. Block anything coming into your computer. Wow. I never even knew that was a thing. I thought people were like, had these things in like fish farms and stuff. Anyway, let's go back to our print. I'll let that print there. I had sea monkeys. I don't know if that wasn't that like brine or something like that. Now, let me clean up a little bit. And just to make things nice, because I want to see if I could add some gray, because the black, I don't know, you guys know what you can print with black? You know, it's really other than a Pokemon of some sort. I don't know. All right. Or just do multicolor. It's been a while since we painted, though. You know, literally. But if we can paint over the black, that would be phenomenal. Acrylic paint, silver. How many coats of silver will it take to get black? Oh, we're going to be soldering either this week or next week. We're going to be doing the build our own drone series. I want to fix that Pavo. I don't even know what drone it is. Pavo. I think it's a Pavo 25. Yeah. Aren't you going to print something big sometime, Lou? I don't know. You got us hooked, man. In the world of miniatures, we can print our own army, which will be the size of, I don't know, little warriors. Yeah, we will. We're going to print fidgets next, probably in this week or next week. We'll see how this week goes. But yeah, this is just a mini... Oh, this is just a mini series, you know, like before we go back to what we used to do. I'm more fascinated, not with the mini prints, which is great. I'm fascinated with the fact that we're printing and the supports are coming right off. It's just freaking phenomenal. Unbelievable. You know, I'm just fascinated by it. I'm blown away. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, look. From the last time we printed until right about now, this is still wet. The paints are still good, but not good because we want gray, but it held everything. When was the last time we painted this lady? Months ago. And the paints are still wet, ready to be used again. That's unheard of. I don't know. Well, I gotta get rid of that thing. Anyway, the pad is still wet, so we might be able to use the pad, but might absorb everything on it. What does Swedish Forge say? You have to finish painting X23. Also, fill in. Oh yeah, yellow it needs several coats of paint on the yellow. Yeah, I don't know. I can't paint like you. Your painting is phenomenal. Oh, well, let's show you what Swedish Forge did, though. It's weird, though. Hold on, before I show you what Swedish Forge did. We have our paintbrushes here, which is great. And put these in there. Keep everything nice and neat. His little army. But can't paint anything without without those sheets they give you. I thought I kept them in here. No, nothing in there. They should go in there. Otherwise, you're going to be like me. Where did I put it? But we will paint a little bit of the X23. He is right. We do have to do some yellow. Yellow is good, but not today. But that's a great idea. Good call on that. You're probably wondering, what is he doing? We have our paints here. Great. But we don't have those sheets. I put them somewhere. Somewhere, but nowhere to be found. And hopefully I didn't throw the box out. Maybe it's in here. No. What is that? I'm not sure. Oh, little things of sandpaper. And we don't need these, but we do need them for other prints when we sand. Imagine I know I have another kit somewhere upstairs. That is so weird. Where's my kit? There's a box under here though. What's in the box? Oh wow. I don't know what's in this box. Oh, it's another heat gun that was sent to us. We made a video for it, but I already have one. I don't need two. If anybody needs a heat gun, you just have to pay for shipping. We promised the drone guy from New Jersey one of our batteries from Starlink. He's getting a Starlink, so I got so many of the Starlink accessories that might as well just give one away, and the rest I'll sell at the garage sale. But oh, they did offer another Starlink video, another Starlink accessory coming our way. I just have to say yes to it. They liked the video, and they want to keep. Apparently, they've only sent out 170 something units. Hold on. Yeah, so we can't paint yet, Swedish Forge. Hold on, I gotta find something. I knew I had a box somewhere. Alright, let's see. And this was sent to us too. Except I kept it in the, I think it was in the attic. Because I was like, what am I gonna paint? You know? Yay, we're saved. Oh wow, it even has extra pads in here too. We'll check out the latest on the Starlink though. Make sure you keep it straight and flat. I think I'm gonna put them in here. Another Starlink accessory. Soon they're gonna be like, I'll have Starlink underwear, right? Like I didn't know that so many Starlink things existed. So many accessories. Like, they probably have Starlink toilet paper. But the other one's pretty cool, but I think it's comparable to the other one, the other charger. Looks somewhat the same. I guess we could put these in here. Right. Put these. Whoops. Some breaker stuff so that they're flat. Hopefully it closes. See? Put that in there. And then fine. Oh, I put it in the wrong one. It's alright. At least it'll be flat. Special tissue paper. Then I won't have to go crazy looking for it on my next live stream. If it fits, so hopefully it fits. And then when you open it, you just have to be careful because hopefully it doesn't fall out. Sweet. See, that goes in like that. And then hopefully this closes. It won't close. That would have been a cool design if it did though. Unless it goes the other way. It's a little snug, but it works, and it'll press everything ready to go on the next one. And then now, even though we have yellow on there, and we should be listening to Swedish Forge, oh wow, the pads are dry like a bone. But all it takes is water to reactivate them and bring them back to life. So I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about if I'm going to remember where I put this box. Here, slide that in there, put the box back in a bit, and then now save the bag just in case, actually, because who knows how that's gonna work out, right? And we know that it works fine in here, room temperature, dry. Put this back. Okay. So now that we got this can go here. And then we have to be careful with this. 'Cause remember, this is wet, which means it should have its own exclusive garbage bin, because this is going to get messy in there and all that paint. Unless, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Slowly take it up. I had a tweezer somewhere over here a second ago. Ah, right over there. Use the tweezers. This is great. I didn't realize it lasted that long, Swedish Forge. The paints. We'll mix them again. Wow, and it's still wet. This thing really does work. I should do like a follow-up video on this. right? And like, the proof is in the pudding. So now, hopefully, in the perfect well, except now I don't know where the other shit is. I'm pretty sure it's back there. I'm not worried about that because that's the beaker and the thing for the water. We press down a bit. Here, I'll show you. It should absorb. We just need to wet it a little bit with the accessories, which are somewhere back there. But I see why they say to wear goggles or watch your eyes, because there are pieces to the print supports that we were taking off way back over there. They fly. This is great how many moons later this thing holds its own. Like, it, we just have to wet it a little bit, but ideally from underneath, because that's where the water will absorb from. You could pour it in and let it work its magic that way. Thankfully, we're only using one color, which is great. So, see how when you pour it on the edges, it just works better. And just let it absorb. And you can use the beaker thing to see, it goes from under instead of above. It's kind of like an iPhone screen thingy. And then we just touch it. So it dried, but not too much, And then we can spin it around. But yeah, Swedish Forge is right. We do have to finish printing Our Lady. And then I let it absorb from there. And what's great is that it held the water for many months, right? But nothing went underneath. So where we have those other pads, so nothing leaks, because it's a complete seal from all the way around. So when you turn it upside down, it doesn't matter. I hope, right? We'll find out. But even if it does, it's just water. But as you can see, it doesn't. This water's not going anywhere. It takes a while to evaporate. And then now that we have this, now we can go to our gray. Leave a little bit of water in the cup. And because I'm not crazy about, hopefully this is sealed, because you have to remember to put these covers back on. Nope. Just take Ziploc plastic and just cover that, so that it doesn't dry out, because that first layer is like cake, unfortunately. But that's okay. We can still bring it back to life, since it has been sealed. And these are acrylic paints, so they work really well. We're not going to use I guess we could throw some primer in there, right? These are our brushes that we have here. But since he's so small and we're only going to do one color, we can definitely, we'll see what we get, right? Let's try this one. That looks like a nice brush. And then it's acrylic matte. Oops. I'll show you what we put in. We have an airbrush thinner, but we don't use the airbrush because that thing is a pain to clean. See, acrylic varnish pro. So we want varnish, but we mix it with the paint. Let's see what else I have in here. No, I might on another live stream use the brush so you guys could see why we don't use it. But it's really pretty, but it's a pain in the butt. Alright, so then what we'll do is we'll take some where's our little thingy? Hold on one second. Yeah, we could use this. We have so many tools that we haven't used in a while that when you go to look for them, you're like, damn it, where is that thing? It's okay, I know where that one is, I think. Gravity high. Please stand by. Found it. Sometimes you just forget where stuff is, and it's right there in front of you. It's in here. I forget what the tool's called, but we could use it to dip in to the paint. You could use a Q-tip if need be. This thing, just scrape it. Here, in case you're wondering. Alright. Now back again. But we do need to paint Our Lady. He does. But I'm going to show you what Swedish Forge did with his little army. It is phenomenal. So now we just put a little bit of paint here. A little bit goes a long way, believe it or not. And we're not even spraying it. Like if you're going to spray, that's too thick to go through the airbrush. So you'd have to thin it out, which is another story, which is why it's not as straightforward as you think when airbrushing your 3D prints. There is some paint missing, where the other paints are over here. All right. So then we're going to, remember, use some acrylic varnish. Hopefully it lets us. Make sure your paints are covered in there, just like one drop. It's almost like adding water. You know, like sometimes you have to figure out how much to add. And then we could use this tool. This is this tool. The paint on here is dry. I hope. Don't really want to mix them. But that's okay if it does, because it's just for the sake. So now we just got to mix them, but carefully, because remember the paper is very thin, and when you do mix it, you kind of probably want to use the paint brush or like a spare brush, because and make sure the brush is wet. You'll tear right through the paper, and that's the other thing. So make sure your brush is wet when you do this, so that the magic can happen and you don't tear through that sheet, because then you're just working directly on the sponge. So now we're just going to put this in water, soften it up, bring the brush to life since it hasn't been used in forever. Yo, hey Mark Bay. Mark Bay's been with us for a while too. Ken is usually here too, but Ken's probably doing something. Ken came. Ken was gone for almost a year. Ken's been busy, but I keep telling you guys, in a good way, nothing bad has happened. He's just been so busy. Oh, and Ken, thanks for helping me fix my flat. I got a flat. I went to go visit Ken, and he helped me change my flat. He has like every tool accessory you can think of. But yeah, anyway, he didn't want to share with us, but he's just busy. Lou, Market Bay. All right, so now that's why we have the Market Bay technique on our Creality. He's the one that figured out how to do the shift and slide. Oh, gray is all right. Good, yeah, it's a little. I mean, if you have gray filament, great. But I would highly recommend priming him before. It's going to take a couple of coats, especially since he's dark. In black. Who knows? Maybe we'll just leave him like Our Lady, like a thin layer. But it does look great. And again, let me get this open so I know what to do next after we put a coat of goodness on him. We'll show you Swedish Forge's army. Let me see. Hold on. I might not have it on here. I may have to download it again. Yeah, because that was on my other computer. Because the last hack. I'll find it. But it's really cool. It's hot in the UK. Wow. Yeah, it's like freaking. I had on a sweater yesterday. It is freezing. It was cold. I went for a bike ride, and I had to turn back. It was like 55. It was crazy. And then it's hard to gauge this weather because 1 minute it's 50, 1 minute it's 60, next minute it's 100. And then, I don't know, you really can't make this up. And I can tell you that the weather hasn't been what it's supposed to, because that cold frost that we've been getting has caused a lot of plants on the property to not grow the way they normally did, which is a bummer. Things are growing, but kind of lopsided, because not enough sunlight, slightly overcast, and it kind of like stunt the growth on some of the plants. That frost, that freeze thing that we're getting. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. This is the first year where a lot of the plants are kind of weird looking, not reaching their full potential with the growth. Like they had like a growth spurt, stagnation, sort of stagnant. Which is fine, but I think that's going to affect a lot of crops. Like if I'm having issues with my plants here not going full bloom potential when it comes to their growth, I wonder how the apple orchards are doing. Yeah, this is alright, to be honest with you. I don't think looks a little bit better, but what? That print finished? It's okay, we'll put a coat on here and then print the base. and then we'll see what we get next week. That's alright. Or you could just print them in gray. Now I see why Swedish Forge said this filament sucks, because it's really deceptive with their colors. Is it Sunlu? Sunlab, whatever it's called. Sunny. I have one of their filament thingies somewhere around here. The filament, yeah, I have to find that now. The Sunlu, I think it's called. But either way, I have to find the Sunlu filament tool, which is somewhere but nowhere to be found. See, when you don't use stuff, how they just become misplaced. But I do need to find that Sunlu tool. Yeah, sometimes people should just stick to doing what they do best. Stick to the filament splicer tool thingy. But then they say, hey, we should make filament. And then they make filament, and it's not the best of the best. This one's alright. This one's fair. I could see how the paint gets absorbed by this thing right here. Like the filament actually absorbs the paint, which is pretty wild, if you ask me. It's 76 degrees Fahrenheit here. That's not so bad. 18. Wow, that's hot for you. Yeah, Swedish Forge is melting. Are you still able to print? Is that why you did miniatures? Because, you know, they're easier to print when it's so hot. But I'm going to show you when I'm done with this one, and we're going to check out Swedish Forge's little army. Hopefully I still have it. Little skeleton bones. Does look a little bit better though. You could see some of his detail. Definitely better. You just have to sort of like cake it on a bit. It's not the same as, yeah, we do lose some detail, as printing him in gray. Because you can't really see a lot of this stuff unless you like paint the unless you print him in gray. You'll see much more. This is great though. This is the actual size of the miniature. The one that printed, remember, is at 130. So this one's at 100%, which is phenomenal. You know, so you just want it to get in there. You don't want to cake it on. You want it to absorb. That's why he needs a couple of coats. I call it Punisher Gray, right? It kind of looks like the Punisher now. Let's see what he says. Now is a good to print. Haha. No need to heat up the plate. Oh yeah, that's right. The plate's already. I wonder if that would work when it's so hot. Don't heat up the plate. Leave the print temperature. Let it print that room temperature. That's kind of cool. This is really nice. See, a little action micro machine. I wonder where it is though. That little. It's okay. Once we get another print going, we'll find that filament tool that lets you splice everything together. I should just keep it on the filament winder spool, right? Yeah, it's like it's hard to know when to print. And then winter time I have to keep a heater next to my 3D printer so the stuff, you know, sticks. And in the summertime you gotta, like, you know, it's just too hot to print. This isn't so bad. It's not so bad. At least we could see more of the detail now, you know? So you could do black and then just with a hint of gray, and that brings it out. Might have to hold him upside down to print the rest of him. To paint the rest of him, or get a piece of clay. or a little spin table. He was not going to stand though, so because he goes on a stand, which is what we have to print next. Nice. So yeah, definitely better. Because look, we can see more of his detail. And of course, this is going to take a lot of coats. I'd love to find out the secret to Swedish Forge's prints, because his was printed, I think, in gray or black. But when he painted her, you would never know. There wasn't no remnants of anything left behind. Nothing. Like, you can see this black, right, and white, and it would take layers, but he painted it, and his lady had no trace of nothing but the colors that were meant to be on there. That is, I'm telling you, you could sell that. You can sell it. Find a comic book store and be like, yo, you want to buy it? They buy it. I think. I don't know, what the market is, but a collector, and you also have to print the right thing. Like, if I was a comic book store and someone came to me with this little thing, I'd be like, oh, that's cute. But if I was a comic book store and someone came to me with the X-23, I'd be like, yo, how, maybe, like, how much? Because you could sell it and nobody will ever know. Just don't put it on eBay. Hopefully he doesn't put it on eBay, right? And he's like, I got it from Swedish Forge. And then they come after you for the Patreon. Make you like Papillon. Either become a Patreon or you're going to be like Papillon. I'm like, what? Who's Papillon? Yeah, like, right? They make you put out or pay up. I don't know, man. They will find you. But hopefully he keeps it, right? I don't even know if comic book stores like how they're doing these days. But even, I don't know. You have to see what sells. You have to print the right thing. It's kind of like making, it's not bad. I kind of like it. So you could print in black, just add a little color to it, by just making it like, what I'm doing right now, bringing the details to life by having them pop out with the help of that silver. I think it's called silver. It's called, yeah, just silver, plain old silver acrylic paint. We added some varnish to it. Some people put the varnish on last, but there's an art teacher who lives down the street from me, and I got the idea from her. She said just mix it with the paint. That's what she does at school. So apparently, it's each their own. It depends, not everyone. Some people are like, oh no, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, I don't know. I got the advice from the art teacher. Yeah. Her name is Heather. My friend Dan's wife. Really nice. He was the one that told me about the hack. He texted me in the middle of the night. He's like, yo, you get hacked? And I have like 300 or 200 and something Facebook friends. And not one person told me. And apparently when I got hacked, they emailed everyone. They emailed my friends. They emailed him. And everyone I knew, they sent a message to them. Some weird message about crypto. And then Dan's like, hacked? I'm like, what? And I knew exactly what he meant. I was like, fuck. And then I rush to my computer as fast as I could. And I'm like, yo, thanks. And then I start the process of like locking out all my accounts. And then, I thanked him. I got him a bottle of whiskey. And, but it just sucked because it was like something that took me by surprise. Total surprise. And I closed my Instagram account. I closed the Instagram because you can't get in touch with anyone. They activated the ad campaign for Facebook, running ads. And now American Express paid me back. But Meta, which is like Facebook, still kept the tab open. So I was like, what? So Meta they wouldn't close out the tab for whatever the ad campaign that was run. So the only way to close out the ad was to close the Instagram account and the the Facebook page for, like, how to buy Lou. So now we're just on YouTube, which is fine. YouTube's the only one that pays anyway, and it's just one less thing you have to do when adding YouTube Shorts. So it's all right. I can't say I miss it, but it just sucks, like that happens. But I guess it was meant to be. It was meant to go that direction, and now. Oh, and TikTok. Yeah, I had to close the TikTok account too, which is fine. One less. But I think I'm too old for TikTok anyway. Plus, a lot of silly trends are on there. You don't really find stuff like really cool things happening that's educational on TikTok anyway. Plus, I don't dance. Wow, this is pretty cool. Kind of looks like the Mandalorian. Is that right? Is that how you say it? Mandalorian. This is great. And we'll have our own little army going. Wow, this is. Let me know if you want one, Bob. We'll send one to you. Bob, we sent him two different ones. No, two of the same ones, one different one. And then he tried taking the supports off like me. It's tricky, man. Don't get me wrong. But this one he will definitely enjoy, for sure. We'll print you one of these, okay, Bob? Bob doesn't have a 3D printer, but he's fascinated by it, which is really cool. So you don't have to have a 3D printer to learn about 3D prints. Look, Bob is a perfect example. He doesn't have a 3D printer. He's into other stuff. He likes watching us take the supports off. And what better than to give someone the gift of actually knowing what it's like. I don't know if he has aspirations to ever do printing one day, but some people just like to watch, like literally just they're watchers, which is cool. I'm glad you're on the channel, Bob. I'm glad to know that you don't need to have a 3D printer to be entertained, because you just like the process and like watching it. He likes the channel. So remember that Swedish Forge when you're doing your next print, because remember to add to your tags ASMR. I keep forgetting to do it on mine, but for him, he's always like streaming and printing something. And as you can see, you'll have people like Bob who like that stuff, which is so cool. Thank you, Bob, for being here and continuing to be part of the experience. And hopefully we can continue to keep you entertained. This one I might have to wait for it to dry and just hold it upside down, because it's really hard. Well, I like it. This is really cool. And I don't think I'm going to put another coat on. I mean, I will fix it. But let's print this base. So this is the actual size of the miniature. Amazing. This is phenomenal. Look at that. It's like night and day. We could see all the details. My fingerprints will mess it up because of, the... oh, wow. He needs to apply and let dry. But let's go here. Let's go into the full version of me. And Samsung Me. And print the other one, the base. Okay. Let's see what's here. Device. Remember, we already sent it to the printer. And then now we'll go to local file. See, there's the base. The base is going to take, usually the time, 9 minutes, 11 seconds. Wow, that's fast. See, the time is right here. In case you can't see, it's right there. 9 minutes, 11 seconds. All right. Knowing that, moving forward, let's clear the build plate. See, it's hard to see what's on there. Definitely want to paint that one black. Gray, sorry, silver, whatever colors, we can find. It is a little bit bigger. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, definitely bigger. Um, Bigger and definitely, see, scaled. This is scaled at 130, but this is the actual size. The proof is in the pudding. Swedish Forge's settings are phenomenal, and we will bring this one to life by taking some of the supports off. But this is fun. We're probably going to keep this one right over there forever, because thanks to, well, if he stands, right? So that you guys can see. Our best prints wound up here in the Hall of Fame. The Back to the Future car, and now Swedish Forges thing. You can't see it. I'll move this camera over. See, right there. Oops. Right here. You'll see him later. Anyway, we'll see if undo does that. There. Anyway, he's over there. But now we gotta cover this up because we don't want supports going in there. But I'm glad that this works. We're gonna paint the other one too. So now this can go here. We know that this holds. Might be a little wet from spills, but that's okay. We know that it's watertight. But now, again, let us know, Bob, if you'd like one of these for the next challenge. I won't. We can ship you this guy, and I don't think I'm gonna ship or print another one with the axe. That's so challenging. I think if we scale him up, we'll probably have more luck with it. And then now, our feature. Oh, let's press print on the other one, so that start printing. And then now we'll take off. See, the supports come right off. I don't even know how did you figure this out, Swedish Forge? Like, how many prints did you have to print before it actually, you reached that golden hour where you were celebrating? You went out to grab a drink of your favorite Guinness. You're like, you know what? I'm going to take a break tonight. And whoops, they do go flying. You got to be really careful. I have glasses on, but I highly recommend, whoa, that one went right in my face, safety goggles, because it can be dangerous. And then this, I like how I just can't believe how these supports come right off. Look, see? It's like they're just supporting it a little bit, just enough to keep it afloat. Printer's warming up, so that's going to take a little bit of time. One? Nah, that's insane. Oh, but he's been printing a long time, though. Right? One time? One and done? Nah. Wow. Remember, it took me like hours to figure out how to print one particular thing. I can't remember what it was. Usually, the first time I printed something live, it wasn't working out, and then I had to try it again, and then finally we came up with a solution. But then we make one video, and it makes it look like, hey, this guy was really cool. He knows what he's doing. We take that 3-hour troubleshooting and turn it into 5 minutes. Yeah. No, it's not me. That's good, though. That's amazing. And thank you, because look, we are having zero trouble with this one. Just peeling off. Then this is not supports. This is just like some other stuff. Some I think it's whoops. I think it's what do they call it? Mouse ears or something? Yes, Swedish Forge is really, yeah, you gotta be talented and smart. A little bit of both. Because you can't have Like literally, that's talent, man. And and thank you, because you didn't have to. And I shared with you guys like many moons ago, before like Swedish Forge shared us a solution. Every time I had trouble with something, I was always like, oh yeah, Swedish Forge probably knows. He's probably just watching us hang ourselves. And I was right. Like, the guy knows a lot. But it's really cool though that, you know, like, he threw us a bone. Like, literally. Which is, I'm so grateful for, man. So, but if you go back and scrub my videos, you'll see I always say, I guarantee you Swedish Forge knows how to do this. And he does. He knows how to do a lot. But it's also great that when you try to do it too, when you try to figure it out on your own, like I am trying to figure out, where's my Sunlu? I don't know. It'll show up. My filament full splicer tool. It's like a filament. Wow, I thought I pressed print. Apparently. That's the only thing I hate about the Creality. Oh, I see. My son moves over there. Is that it takes forever to freaking start up. Like, I will probably be done painting. But the base, I think I'm going to leave black. I'm not sure. Now it's dinner. Oh, wow. See you later. Yes, I will let you know how this works out. I'm going to paint these and then do like a post on YouTube, and they'll tag you and thank you again. You know, like those little pictures you see on the YouTube feed. YouTube lets you do like Instagram, like it lets you post photos, which is really cool. We might need more paint. I'm not sure, but hopefully not. But that's okay if we do. I'll see you later. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you. We appreciate you and are glad to have you here. So now it's okay. You gotta eat. Remember, it's a time zone. He's in Sweden. All the way on the other side of the world. Which is great. See? This one might need a little bit more. Not a lot. It's a little watery. Because remember the, I don't have a... I'll just keep caking it on. It's a little watery because the cup was in the water, and we don't want water. A watered down print. Let me get a paper towel or rag and just wipe it. Whoops. That should do the trick. But that silver really is the money. It like really nice. Silver kind of brings it to life. At least he's eating, because sometimes it can be addictive with these, like, whether you're doing drones, 3D printing, whatever your hobby is, you're like, I'll eat later. I gotta finish this. It's just one more print, one more settings, one more STL file, just one more, whatever it is you're trying to like troubleshoot or even build, even when you're having fun doing it. How's it going? Excited for some mini painting? Yeah, Grit and Games 2025. Yeah, we're so exciting. Swedish Forge, one of our viewers / subscribers, actually shared with us the settings so that we can print miniatures and take the supports off really easily. Next week we're probably going to do a bigger print of Savage Planet, because I want to see if the supports actually work on that too, so that we can have Savage Planet and without the headache of taking the supports off. In case you're wondering who Savage Planet is, Savage Planet is right here. And special thanks to Slashy the Cow, who actually fixed this STL file for us. But supports were a pain, and we did lose a little bit of his accessories, but we're gonna use Swedish Forge's support settings and put it to the test again. and then we'll go back to printing fidgets and stuff. I love fidgets, but he opened up the world of miniatures to us, and we still have to finish painting X23. But in case you're wondering, Grit and Games, this is printed at 130%. The actual size at 100% is right here, and as you can see, we lost nothing except for some of the details, but the details were brought back after painting it in gray because we printed it in black, but zero gets lost when using these support settings provided by Swedish Forge. Look at that, phenomenal. And we scaled this one up to 130 just because that's what the page settings were. When the more accessories they have, the harder it is to actually take off the supports, but not because they're glued on, but because you want to take them off without breaking anything. But that's pretty much it there with that. But this is just phenomenal because we're printing this in gray. I wonder if 3D printing minis are harder to paint than regular plastic models. Yeah, they are. Because even though it looks like it's really easy, you got to have a smaller brush. And we just primed one. We could try printing this one next week, see if we can add some other colors to it, but you need a finer brush and patience and a steady hand because remember, all the detail has to be just right. It's like printing miniature chess pieces, whereas this gun could be black, which would probably be ideal. Leave it like that, right? And then everything else, like accessories, like his belt, his little things on his pocket, could be different colors. And the only way to know what colors those are would be to open up the actual print file of their image, not the STL file, because the STL file, some STL files do have a preview of what they look like in color, and you can, gauge from there and print and paint accordingly. But in this particular case, I believe, if you want to stay true to the character, find out who the character is that's being printed, and then work off there. But we'll try painting next week, because remember, we're priming this, and the paint has to dry. Since it's acrylic with some varnish, it's going to take like a day or two to dry, and can't apply additional colors as needed without letting that first coat work its magic. But yeah, it's a good question. This is really cool though. See, we're running out, but I think we still got enough for that silvery experience. But this is priming it, and remember, we put the varnish in there, and it's amazing how the 3D print absorbs the paint, like it just eats it up, sucks it up. Definitely looks good, and we lost nothing except time. Like meaning what I mean by we lost nothing is that sometimes with default supports, you lose accessories like a gun, an axe. Bob could share with you he lost the axe on one of his 3D prints we sent him, because the settings, it's all in the settings for the support, and we got the right settings. But now moving forward, these settings, because we don't print miniatures, we're not into like this, we usually print fidgets. And now moving forward, once we get out of the mini series of the minis, all of our fidgets should print better, right? The ones that spin with the parts, and sometimes the supports are hard to move and things like that. So that'll be really cool and interesting to see how that works out. When we print something with moving parts that are like glued together half the time with their supports. So the print started. 3D print requires resin. Sorry, no clue how 3D printing works. I just like to paint. Yes, you are right. 3D print does require resin, but somebody figured out, like Swedish Forge, how to print miniatures. Basically, these miniatures were exclusively to be printed in resin, but now people have been figuring out the right settings, because I don't have a resin printer, he doesn't have a resin printer, but we want to have the same experience too. We want to be part of it. So somebody figured out how to get 3D miniatures to print without resin, as you can see here, so that you can be part of the party too without having to make that investment. The only investment somebody did was put in the time so that they can figure out how to get your prints to look like that in PLA or whatever material you decide to print it in with your 3D printer. Kind of neat, huh? Which is just phenomenal. And then now all you got to worry about is having the right paint. And we have the paint and the time, right? Because time to print. But so far so good. Right now we're printing the base for the original size one. We're running out of paint, and we have some acrylic. Oh, wait, this is the best way for this one. See how it just absorbs the paint on there, which is just phenomenal. I don't think I need that much, but you could use it sparingly. And then I just put some varnish on it. Use this. This one we just use a drop. Yeah, it depends. It's just, there's no secret formula. You just gotta figure out. It's like adding water. In this case, since the 3D print is absorbing everything. And remember, I'd have to water this down more if I was spraying it with the paint gun. See? This is what we would call priming it. New He-Man movie comes out. Anybody going to watch it? I can't wait to see it. But it's probably going to be packed, right? So I'm going to wait a week or two. My kids want to see it. They're like, that's so cool. But definitely want to. And now you can reserve seats in the movie theater. You can be like, I want to sit there. So you have like an airplane. You can reserve a seating arrangement and be like, yo, you're in my seat. I don't know. This is great. Can't wait to print Savage Planet. But yeah, no more resin. What are you printing? Grit in Games 2025. What are you working on when it comes to, you like to print the paint? Are you in the US? Not that it matters, but usually if you're in the US, we ship people's stuff. Wish we could ship overseas. Swedish Forge, we gave him a gift card because we couldn't ship it. We could ship it, but it's like crazy. It costs like $50 to ship something so small. Shipping is really expensive right now. Right now they're only doing local shipping here in America. You want to ship to another country and charge you an arm and a leg. I don't know why though. So we sent Bob three prints so that he could take off the supports. He said he broke the axe, which is fine. I printed like 10 and I freaking broke the axe on it too. I couldn't get the axe. It's the hardest thing to take off of all his freaking accessories. Not this one, another one, another miniature. Of all the things, the axe is the hardest one to take off. I won't be watching it. I still think remakes are wildly off target when Hollywood decides to screw it up. Just the originals for me. Thank you. Oh, okay. Yeah, because they gotta cater to the new audience, which is like the kids of this time, this generation. I'm pretty sure they're gonna screw it up in some way. But I heard they kept his sword authentic. And remember the one with Dolph Lundgren, right? Remember that one? That's the He-Man I know, and the other He-Man, from the cartoon. But they got to make it so that the people today understand it. Otherwise, they wouldn't get it. There were a couple of remakes, like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The original one is just phenomenal. And then when I saw the new one with Johnny Depp, I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I was like, you gotta be shitting me. And my kids loved it. Well, I had no idea. But, they have new people in the production. One of the ones they keep remaking over and over and over and over again, like Baskin Robbins, the 31 flavors of Spider-Man. How many freaking Spider-Mans can there actually be? Like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man into the universe, Spider-Man this, like what? It was good the first two, I think, or three, wherever it was, and then after that, I lost track. It became like Harry Potter. I couldn't keep track. I was like, wait, Spidey what? And I think there's another Spider-Man coming out. You just can't make this shit up. Like literally. And then I just lost interest. It's like becomes like Harry Potter. And except for Harry Potter, everyone in the cast is the same. I think they're in college now, right? And they're still making Harry Potter series with the same cast. Whereas with Spider-Man, freaking different. Everyone, like, I want to be Spider-Man. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Spider-Man with me in it. This one you got to be careful not to cake it on, and if you do cake it on, just spread it around, so that we don't lose any of the details. Otherwise, he'll be mush face. And we don't want that. So this one you got to be really careful, and then just let the 3D print absorb it. You don't want it to be layered like a tiramisu, so that we can see his detail, or its detail. I don't know who's under there. Whoever it is, it's really cool. And then wow, it really absorbs the paint though, the 3D print, which is really wild. But the black with the gray, the black with the silver, bringing out that nice grayish tint to it is phenomenal. And again, any part that looks like it's layered and cakey, just keep doing that, mushing it in. That's why we're not gonna be able to. Wow, that finished. The base finished. That's why we're not going to be able to finish painting him today, because this has to dry. It'll take a couple of days to dry. But I love the silver. This is phenomenal. Again, just look for that cakiness and let it spread. Look at that, because then you can see more of his detail. Of course, if we printed him in gray, we'd see a lot more, but that's fine. This is really cool. Silver really does work. We could use the rest of it there. Or I like the silver. Yeah. Nice. Really nice. Again, it just requires a lot of work to paint, to paint it and get the mush out, feed it in. Some of the paint might come off because the oil's on my hand, and I'm trying to paint it. But then as I hold it from the other side, the paint comes off, which is fine. So, you know, you might have to hold them upside down and paint the base, and, you know, paint them later from another angle. And then get there. A little bit of that gun. This is really cool. Thank you, Swedish Forge. This is amazing. It just brings things to a whole new level. Being able to paint something, print it, without losing the details. All his details are there, because a lot of times when you're printing with support, and look how small he is too. He's like pequeño. A lot of times when you print with supports and they're stuck on there like glue, you might lose a belt. You might lose an axe. You might lose something. Of course, you can paint all that stuff, not paint, glue that stuff back on, but to be able to do it in one take, one try. Those settings are there. I'll leave a link to the file in the GitHub repository, because you just drop your file in there, and the magic just happens. Oh yeah, like a little rebreather thing. Oh, that's what it is. Don't cover up as a little rebreather. Looks like there are vents in there. Look at that. Amazing. And then this is silver. But we were able to print it in its actual size, which is even more phenomenal. Maybe I'll keep that one here. I don't know. Whoops. Don't break your stuff. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up with like the paint. But that's his actual size at 100%. This is at 100%. The one we were painting was at 130. All the details there. Took off the supports. Look at that. Looks better painted in. We'll probably leave them both there, right? So that people can see him on the live stream. We have a little plate for him, whatever it's called, the plaque. Let's see, Reality High. It just finished. There it is. I might leave it black. I'm not sure. Just call me old school, and I'll start. Oh, I'm old school too. Trust me. I'm like pretty old school. The shit that they go through today, that I don't know, would never pass in the 80s. What's crazy is that, like, some of the people who grew up old school became subjective to the new ways of, I wouldn't even call it thinking. I don't know what the fuck you call it, but anyway, that's okay. We don't do politics on this channel. All right, so let's see. Full version of me. You printed the base, the stand, whatever you want. What is it actually called? It's called the base. Okay. He might need to be glued on there. Remember, this is the base printed at 100%. I'm not sure how he goes on, but it does look like there are little things, little posts. But even if he doesn't fit into these little posts, we can glue them on. But the question, this is at 100%. This one's at 130, which is pretty cool because, oh yeah, it looks like there are, it might have, let's see, I need to get my looking glass and see if there are actually holes in his feet where the post could go in. If not, you could always make a post. Let's see. So, nothing on that foot. Nothing on, oh yeah, maybe on his, honestly, I don't know. Maybe his, I don't know. I don't think so. No, I think we can glue them. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, there's a part where the heel goes. Okay. I see there's a part where the heel can go, because he does have like a little groove in his heel. I am just not sure if, yeah, if we will. I see the heel and the foot. Okay. I don't know why they just didn't make them flat, but we might. This is really pretty. We might. Paint the base? Yeah, let's paint the base. Paint the base. Oops. That's why I don't squeeze it out. Well, thanks for having me. Good luck on your stream and 3D printing back to work. Yes, I actually have off today, but I know that feeling. Get back to work, and I'm usually here on my days off. On some days I have off, on some days, or when I have to go in later. Like tomorrow, I think I gotta work later. So on that note, look out for our 3D print streams, our drone streams, our product sent to us streams. People send us stuff, and basically, you'll see, you get the gist of it. But yeah, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. We're almost done with this though, because once this is finito, I have other things I need to do during the day before the end of the day. All right. So now we're just going to mix that in. Oh, wow. The paint dried. Not the paint, sorry, the paintbrush dried really fast. Where it became hard. Dried really fast. All right, so here we go. We're only going to do the first layer around the top. And remember, we want to put it on sparingly, because we do not want it to cake on. No layers of cake. So like if you put it on thick, just keep doing like I'm doing. Mix it around. Keep mixing it. It dries pretty fast because the filament absorbs the paint. See? The good thing is that we'll be able to cover this, the paint, whatever we don't use, and use again. So we can use the black. We'll use the black filament. Oh, except we can't glue it together because we probably could, because the paint's still wet. Maybe I'll try. Just keep mixing it. See, well, that's extra down there because we're just letting the print absorb. We could probably do like there, but it's fine. I'm gonna leave the back black and then hold it right about there. See? Keep doing that so you get out all the cakiness. We might have to continue, and we're gonna have to paint them a little more. Because where my fingerprints are. But that's easy because we have a little swivel thing for that. So now what we can do is we can remember where the paint goes, right? Or where his feet go. We know one, actually, let's just be sure because we don't want to put the glue on the wrong side. We know that the heel went here. Let me see. Once we get the heel where it needs to go. Oh no. Oh, okay, I see now. I know exactly where it goes. So ideally, honestly, you probably want to put the glue on his heel. This way you know you get it right. So you don't have to worry about pinpointing it in the exact spot. And then put it generously here. You might need to scrub his feet a little bit to get the remnants of whatever's on there off, and then watch out, don't drop them. You can, but just know that it's going to be hard to. And then voila, see, and then the part of the heel goes in one spot, and then we hold it, press it down and hold, apply and let dry, and then wait a little bit. Challenge I4L, bro, how to pit tune the Beta FPV Pablo 20 Pro. Please teach me how. Yes, I will show you in a second. Drone Camps RC has one too, but I just need to hold this. I just only received my beta. Oh, nice. Congrats. All right, so you probably want to... One second. Once this... We'll let that hold. Voila. Sweet. And then what we'll have to do is like put them on the swivel. I'll show you the swivel. I will show you the Pablo 20. I forget. There's so many Pablos. I forget which one is which. Oh, I see which ones. I have so many. We've built them too. We have a build your own drone series. I will show you in a second. So this is the swivel. And on the swivel, remember this is 3D print of the week. So now, we'll just touch them up a second. This, and then we're done. And then we're finito. And then we can answer your question and show you how to pit tune your drone. We actually have... So the first thing you want to do is connect your drone to Betaflight, right? And do a CLI dump. I'll show you how to do that too. So you basically what that's going to do is that's going to let you take your settings, right, and save them, so that when I share with you my settings, you can be like, yo, what the fuck is that? I can't. And then you'll be like, I want my drone back. And then it's okay, we got you. I got you, bro. And then you just put your old settings back on. Okay? So first we're going to take a dump together. I don't know why they call it dump. Basically because you're dumping your file, your previous settings, and putting on new ones. If that makes any sense. Which makes sense because sometimes it doesn't work out. But I have the good rates. So the rates I fly with my drone, and voila. I have all the rates on all. I use the same rates on all my drones, except for I don't have to check and see. I think the micro couldn't handle it. I think I can't remember because it's been a while since I've flown. But we'll get the drone to hover. If we can get the drone to hover, that means we are in control, and the settings are good. If you can't hover with the settings, but it's all preference. It depends, though. You know, like. I remember I went to, this is done. See, this is the actual size of the miniature. A lot of guys don't want to share their rates. They're like, well, these are my rates. It took me a while to, and we got the rates thanks to one of our viewers / subscribers on the channel who was no longer with us. His name was, not Markaby. Midnight Off-Road Runner. He left the channel though. He was in a relationship, and I don't know. I guess they parted ways and she kept the printer or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, but special thanks to him because we have these rates that I put on everything and love it. All right, so we're just going to clear everything off over here because remember, this is 3D print of the week and we were not expecting a drone question, but I know that feeling because it took me hours, took me weeks, and I was always looking for the holy grail of settings so that I could fly indoors. I wanted to fly up my stairs. I wanted to fly in the house. And it's really hard to if you don't have the right settings. If you're Rick, that guy Rick, what is his face? I asked him one time. He took him like a couple of years to answer my question. Then I figured, let me ask him again. And I think 2 years, 3 years later, I asked him, and he's like, then he finally replied back, and he's like, oh, I fly everything stock. So some people can fly the out of the box rates, but I can't, you know. But I'm going to show you some tips and tricks, and hopefully you'll be able to learn from it. But take the dump and so that if you don't like these settings, you can put the old ones back, okay? And we're going to have another Build Your Own Drone series. We still have the Pablo Fomento that I have had for almost a year now. We still have the Sub 250. I don't know. It's because you can only fly so many drones, so you're smart to have one, but when you have so many, they wind up on the wall back there. You know, like, as part of the collection, like I'm a fisherman of my best catch I've ever caught. Because you can only fly so many. Even if you won the lotto, right? You had all the money in the world to buy whatever drones you wanted. You're only gonna fly. You only have your a few go-to, you know, like, and then even if you have 2 or 3, there's always one that you always fly. Why? I don't know. I guess that's just the way it is, you know. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But it was fun, and then you just got to know when to stop. And these, I think those 2 were sent to me, and I was waiting for the guy from Drone Camps. I was who has rates on his channel, but he hasn't put the rates up for the Pavo. The Sub 250. And I asked him, I was like, hey, when are you going to put the rates up for the Sub 250? Because he has a video on the Sub 250. And he's like, these are the rates. You'll see them on my site. Yo, just grab me, you know, coffee, whatever. And then he hasn't put them up yet. It is what it is. So don't hold your breath on that one. But remember, we're cleaning up. We're putting everything away because we might have a crash. That's okay. Sometimes things crash, but I doubt we'll crash today. Because all those drones are pit tuned. So, all right, I believe we are done. I'm just gonna close this up right over here. You are my inspiration. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Until don't work. All right, let's see. My kids are like that. Oh, I love you so much, Dad. You're the best. And then I take away their iPad. I hate you. You're the worst dad ever. Happens. No, but we're going to set you up. We're going to get you up and running. Okay, so here's the Pablo 20. I have the lights on it and everything. The only thing different from here is that I 3D printed like a different frame, and I put a GPS on it, but you can do that too, and the lights and stuff. But the first thing you want to do before you touch anything, don't do anything until you plug it into your computer. Make sure you have Beta Flight. I have to go get my goggles so that we can sync everything, and the goggles are upstairs. 1 second. Let me just put paint away. Paints are here. So I'm going to get the goggles, then we'll connect to their show you the drone hovering, and then you copy the rates, okay? Just make sure you have, like, if you just got your drone, I don't recommend flying it or trying it out until you get a UV filter. So see on there's a filter, because if you crash, which I have, if you it's a rite of passage. You're gonna crash. If you don't crash, I don't know. Everyone crashes in FPV, but knowing that and moving forward, when you do crash, ship breaks, and if you crash into something, here we go. The only thing that will break is your UV. UV just means it's clear, and then when you crash, this breaks and not your 04, 03, or whatever unit you have on there, because then you're shit out of luck. And as you can see, I've crashed, and this is a new one. You can just get a new UV filter. See? And I'll see which one is on here. I'll leave a link to that too. We'll just do one thing at a time. So I'll share the rates with you, but I do not recommend doing anything until you have a UV, because you can just crash into the table. You can crash into the printer. You can crash into anything. And all it takes is one little object to crash into. I can crash into this little guy right here that we just painted, and you'll scratch your lens. So do not do the test flight with any settings, whether it's this or default, without that UV filter. Okay, knowing that, now that we've got that out of the way, I didn't put one on my Avata yet, but I will. I have a new video coming out with Avata accessories. These are not so great though. The Ken Dono ones are the best, but I don't know. I sold it with my other drone and I regret it. So here go our goggles. Okay. Again, we're gonna do a CLI dump first. I'm just getting everything out. And he doesn't even have them in other colors. Can I get in the shop? Can I get in the shop? What shop? Yeah, you can buy them in the shop. You can buy them on Amazon. They sell them I'll leave a link to that after we get you set up with the PID tuning. All right, and I just need to find everything. Okay, let's see. And I'll push everything to the computer, but one thing at a time. All right. Whoops! Don't break your stuff. What was that? Oh, whoops! The camera moved. Whoops! And then that moved. We'll put this like that. Okay. Perfecto. All right. So these I'll let hang. The headphones. See, we're moving everything around just for you. We're destroying the place. So first thing, you're going to take your drone and connect it to the computer. Okay, make sure you have the latest version of Betaflight. We can close that. Don't save that. Don't save that. Don't save that. Just open it up in a new window. Samsung Me. Okay, so here's my desktop. Find the cord. Doesn't require a battery. You only need a battery if you're screwing around with the motors and stuff. So then you have that little connector that you put back in. I have a buzzer on mine, so I'm just gonna hold my finger over it. The only way to shut the buzzer off is to put a battery in. That's so you can find your drone. Let me plug that out. Hold on a second. One moment, please. We make these videos so you don't have to. And it's these batteries charge really fast on the Pavos. It's just that if the battery dies, then the buzzer will. We have a couple of variations of buzzers that we used, but you can't really fly far with these drones. Oh, never mind. Hold on. Forgot. It's not going to let me shut the buzzer off. Unless I sync it with the goggles. Okay. So you hear some beeping in the background. We're going to launch Betaflight. Oh wow, if I have Betaflight. Hold on. My machine just got wiped and redone. Hold on. Beta. There is a web version of Betaflight, but I don't trust it. Hold on one second. I just wiped my machine, so I may not have Betaflight on here, but we'll download it for you. We'll start it all from beta. No, I don't. There is a web app for Betaflight, but honestly, I don't. It's glitchy sometimes. I've used it on, but honestly, don't do it. All right, so now we have to download Betaflight. Hold on. One moment, please. Download Betaflight. I wish there was a way to download it, like by downloading it. You have to go into the GitHub, which is like an Easter egg hunt. But just give me a second. Go here, and then somewhere down there, you'll find your version. There's so many versions of it. Good versions, bad versions. I used to have a couple of versions on my machine because sometimes one feature would work with one and not with the other. Hold on one second. One moment, please. Oh, releases. There it is. So you click on releases, and then you go to releases, and then you go down and you look for the one, not the apt.tk, not this one, not the source code, but further down. Like, they should just have the frickin' link on their site to just download, you know? And then, instead of, like, going on a hunt. Like, just give me the download link, man. Hold on one second. 10.10. See, that's the one, that's the only one I know of, 10.10. That's the one I've always downloaded. Somewhere down here. Somewhere. Full challenge. Hold on, I just need to I can't, you know, again, I had it on my machine, but the vegan assets. Definitely don't want this one. Hold on. Beta flight for Mac. Oh look, Betaflight for Mac, and my video shows up. See, I'm the guy that taught everybody how to do it, and I don't even know how to do it. But when you type it up on the, you can't make this shit up. Let's see. There should be a link in my video. Hey, there we go. Yay! Yeah. All right, there we go. And then, oh, it brought me back to where I was. Interesting. They changed the link. Let's try this one. You don't want the source code, and you don't want the app. You want the DMG. You want the Mac file, and there are only 3 assets on here. Let's see what's in my video. Okay, worst case scenario. Well, so yeah, I also included the web app. Hold on. Let's try, I guess we could try one. The app TK is not for us though. Let's try the zip. See what the zip, what's inside its zip file. Nope. That's not it. I'm done. Yeah, so they changed the redirect because we saw the link was in my video, but so I was doing everything right, but apparently, like, just leave a link. That's all we want is a link. You know, like, I don't need all this shit in there. And it was like that before. The video was very old that I did, but oh, here we go. 10.10. Let's see what that is. Installed. What's changed? Okay. Ah, you're killing me. Let's see this one. Let's see that link. That doesn't do anything. I might have it on my GitHub repository. I know I have it on. I think I might have it. No, I wiped all my machines. Hold on a second. If anybody finds the link, just send it because this is taking forever. Unless they stopped it and are now only doing the web app, which sucks. Read more. And usually you would scroll down to the bottom, and that's where you would have your versions. 10.10, 10 see releases and issues. That's fine. We know about the issues. They haven't updated since 10.10.10 anyway. You know? So it's fine. Beta flight for, either way I need it because I'm doing a new soldering tutorial for the build your own drone series. Let's see. Mac building in Mac OS X. Da, da, da. Oh wow, from the App Store? Oh, Xcode, that's for app development. Yeah, we don't need that. I used to do that with Xcode. It's like a cat and mouse game. Let's try again. App. Here go releases. That's what we want. Okay. There we go. No, they only have 3 assets in the releases, which is really crazy. Alright, we downloaded that one. Let's try this one, AppTK. Hopefully, I don't know what's in there, but can't open that one. Let's try the tar. Tar should open up with compressor. Nope. Neither of them. And we can try the other one again, the zip. These are all source codes. We want the original app. And when you click on assets, even from the link in my video, it doesn't do any justice. Ah, there we go. Found it. Mac Eye. It's like an Easter. I told you, it's like an. Except that's an older version. And page not found. They really make this shit not easy. I wonder if I have it. Sometimes I do that. I'll put it up on my repository because let's see what I got. Pablo Fomento, Cinelog. I do have my rates up here, but beta flight download for Mac. If anybody finds it, just please do share because this is driving me crazy. Hey, there we go. Nope, still the same thing. Only 3 assets up there. Usually you would scroll down to the bottom and then you'd find your version in issues, or it would be called releases, you know. Let's try here. This is just some code fixes. Come on, man. Either way, I need it because we can't do our video without, and I don't use the web version. Let's try. So you have downloads. See? And you would think that Betafly app, when you click here, you'd have it. And there's just a little sheet. And then you have your app.tk, source code, but no app. Wow. This one's verified, which is great. Browse files. See, downloads are available in releases, like I was saying. Let's right click it and open it up in a new window. So hopefully we don't lose it. And we can just go back. See an Android app.tk. And these are the assets. Wow, that's so wild. There is no, there isn't. Maybe they aren't. Are you still there? Because then if he's not, that sucks. Let's see. Let's see what else is there in this one. So download releases, then you click on releases, standalone, because we want the standalone. See? And then it just brings it back to where we were, but we only got 3. And there isn't a, let me see if Jerome Cams has it. He has a new video, I remember. Go to YouTube and click on RC Jerome Cams. And there he is. There's Justin. And then if we type in Betaflight, He doesn't have. He has a habit of not putting links in though. Let's see how to use beta flight. Also, he has a new tutorial too. It's about a year ago, I think, or maybe a few months old. 34 minutes. Let's see if he has a link in here. Google. Drone camps. Nope. Oh man. Why are you giving a tutorial? Well, I'll definitely make a new video when I find it because no, he doesn't have it. Let's see if he has other videos though. Beginners. 9 months ago. That's probably the latest one. Okay. Let's see. Go more. Sir, is there any way I can message you personally to ask regarding my... Yeah, no, there's no need to. We're going to set you up right here. But either way, I can't answer anything without... but my email is in the channel description. You can click there. But either way, we need a copy of... let's scrub through his video. Let's see if he walks us through. No, he's just walking you through how to use it. We need a copy of this flight over here, Betaflight, which apparently the folks at Betaflight have changed the experience. Maybe they want us to use the web app only. I don't know. Maybe there's no support for Mac. Because when I connect my drone to my laptop, the LED light is not lighting up. Oh yeah, I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you how to do everything once I find a working copy of... wait, what kind of computer are you using? Mac or PC? I want to know how you got... How do you get a copy of Betaflight? Where's the download? It was here. Is it just web app only? Like, is that what they revert to? I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, either way, I can't help you unless I have a copy of it. Hold on. App. Mac. Oh, great. Where's the link to download? How did you get that on your machine? Because I am going flipped. MacBook. I have MacBook Pro too. Great. The link you can share in the comments. Send me the link to where you downloaded it from. Because as you saw, I went back to my original video and shit ain't there. Website support. See GitHub app. So when I click app, it brings me here. Dev container, GitHub, Husky, Storyviz, Android, assets. Assets sounds promising. Link OS X. Yay! And I think, I don't know. Hold on. They really make this hard. Come on, you got this, little guy. No. I need that DMG file. Come on, man. Let's see if we click browse files. They're all Mac source files, but I need... Downloads are available in releases. See that? And 2025, that's fine. App online, web progressive. Please note, releases are... Okay, that's fine. Nope. GPS, driver, fixer, link. There we go. Nope, see, look. There isn't a... The assets are not really the assets that we're looking for. These are not the drones you're looking for. Can you share the link if you got it? Because I'm scared of my Betaflight is outdated. No, it's nothing to do with outdated. Yeah, if I find it, I will definitely. But as you can see, if you got it on your computer, it's not. That's not the issue. Hold on. README. See, it says right. Oh, okay. Let's see. Open link in new window. And here's a zip. Finally, we found. I think we found it. Oh, it's source code. You're killing me. Can I share the fight? Yeah, share it with me. That's fine. Let's see. We already downloaded this. Nope. Well, we might have to use the web app, unfortunately. All right, well, we're going to use the web app. Maybe they discontinued it. You know, maybe it's possible that, which kind of sucks because, well, if I find it, I will. See, we provide a standard standalone program for Windows, Linux, Mac, and Android. Download the installer from releases. We click here. See, and these are releases. This is right there, versions. App online, and then we have here web app, betaflight.com, and Android APK. Then we have here what's changed, what's broken, what they fix. See, in the assets, it's possible, you know, we don't have. Let's try the tar again. And tonight. See? No, we don't. Let's try assets. Yay, there we go. Oh no, these are just images for the assets. See? PNG files, PSD. Android. I wonder what Windows and OS X. Forget it. Don't worry, we'll get you running. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the web app, and I'll have to figure out. I'll make a new video. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to connect it to your computer. Why there's no downloadable app, even in the link in the video that I created, it doesn't take you there, which is a bummer. It's going to get a little loud because we have a buzzer connected to it, but the buzzer goes off when our goggles are sunk. And then we go here. See, this is why. It should have recognized it. Sometimes you have to hardwire. I mean, this is why I don't use the app. I mean, the web app. Select your device. Press refresh. Sometimes you might need to hardwire it. Meaning like you just need to run a dedicated cable from your computer instead of your hub. Sometimes the hub has to be rebooted. But either way, we need to get in there to get the rates. I'll show you how to set up your light too. Yay, we got it. All right, so we're in. We clicked allow. It saw it. The zip file. Can I share? Oh, zip file. No, I don't. You can only share a link. We don't take downloads from anyone. Sorry about that, but that's just how the channel operates. But if you can provide us the link, we are more than happy to help you. Let's see if that works. Connect. Yay, we're in. Okay, so that worked from there. This is our drone live in real time. We're going to be using the web app. and then I'll see if I can find it. Let me see. GPS we have. I'm going to go through everything on here. These are our ports. Feel free to pause the video. UART 4, see that? And then it goes all the way across, and VTX MSP. But most you're having other issues, so don't worry about it. I'm just going UART 5 is right here. Can I connect 04 air unit? Yeah, you can. I actually have an 04 air unit on mine. Configuration. And then what we're going to do is, this is what you want to do first. See? And then you're going to do is you're going to type dump. Okay? D-U-M-P. And these are the settings for this drone. See? It just spit out all of my settings. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go save file and to my desktop. Just call it whatever you want. Put it in a folder and call it Pavo 20. Pavo 20. Create. And that's the folder that my settings are going to go in. So now I'm going to go back to my desktop and look for that folder, right click it, compress it, and now I'm going to put it on that drive. Now no matter what happens, I can't mess it up because I'm going to delete the folder, and anytime you mess up on something, you just extract it, and when I extract it, my original settings are there. So if you're not happy with the current settings, you just revert it and go back. You can just upload the file. I'll show you how to do that in a second. So now if I go back into the web app in here, so you would just load from file, and you would load your, let's say load from file, like I hate those settings, I don't know what that guy's talking about, and then you just open it, and then you press enter and the magic will happen. All right, so that's how you put it back. Now that we've backed it up, you can screw around and go into your PID settings. If it lets us, it crashed, but that's all right. Go into your PID tuning, see? And what you're gonna do is not PID profile settings. You can have more than one though. You can have 2, 3, 4. I don't have my defaults in there. I just have this in there. So for roll, so you're going to click here. See what it says rate profile? Don't worry, I'll show the LED in a second. 190. Roll 190. Pitch 180. Yaw 50. Max rate 550, 500, 400. Expo 0.65, 0.62, 0.60. Max vel degrees 550, 500, 400. And then there was something else. It's not over until the fat lady sings. There was another settings. Down here. See, this one's different. That's the other thing. So you're gonna have to pause. I think this is 75, which is fine. Hold on one moment, please. More filtering. Receiver. Telemetry, adjustments. We'll get to this one in a second. Yeah, right here. So to get here, see PID profile settings. We were just in here. Just pause the video, make sure everything matches. Like here, throttle limit we have at 100. And we have here, don't mess with anything because I know that these work. But if you click here on the PID profile settings, if you scroll down, motor output limit, I have at 75. And that's only, I could shut off the buzzer, but I don't want to turn it on again. So you see, right here. But make sure, don't change these. See, PID profile settings, only thing you're changing is putting that at 75. And then for rate, this one, rate profile settings, these are the ones we changed. I didn't mess around with that, but this is all I got. Okay, and then you click save. As for your this is totally different than the app. I have to find the app. I'll find it. So now you have here, there's a way to view this. We don't need expert mode. Well, you can have expert mode, but it doesn't matter. You don't need expert. So now you're just gonna go here, hide unused mode, because we don't have it. But if your light isn't turning on, it will probably be because you don't have user 1. See, user R1, that's your light. And then that's set to aux 3. And 1500 to 2. I'll send you a link because I have a link to another video that goes through all this. But we're just going to show you some basics live. And then we have angle, horizon, and arm. There was another, this is like really different. Air mode. I had turned air mode off. And otherwise, if air mode is on, you're not going to see the angle. I'm a big angle mode fan. But let's get you up and running. Let's test out these rates. We're going to plug out the drone. Hopefully we got some juice in our battery. And you know, I'll go through the settings again before I sign off. But I definitely have to find the app. No, thank you for sharing the zip, but no, I can't. We don't do that. So let's go here. But if you can find the link, send me the link to where you downloaded from. But it has to be from the GitHub repository site. Okay, so now I just need to test this battery. I thought I had another battery tester somewhere around here. That's fine though. We have this thing right here. If it's charged, might need to be charged. I have one in my bag though, that's fine. We haven't used this in forever. Oh, there we go. We have 4.10. It's a little battery tester without the beep. Doesn't go beep. It's fine. 2 cells. Each cell, one cell is 4.12. The other cell is 1.43. It should work. I'm going to turn everything on. And yeah, patience. I'm showing you everything. Hold on. No, my rates aren't for fast. My rates are, I don't like flying in bullet time. If you want fast rates, reach out to Justin from Drone Camps or watch Josh Bradwell, and they'll definitely give you bullet time rates. Because I don't like to fly fast, I like to fly smooth, and so I like to enjoy the ride. But definitely fly in angle mode. Let me find my goggles. Go here. Okay, so I'll put that there. Put this here, turn this on. And you want to make sure that your drone is outside when you do this, or you can do it inside, but you want to make sure that, because you're going to waste battery doing a lot of pit tuning and testing. And then now we can plug the battery in, you know, set your battery up. But I do have to find Betaflight. See, once you get it set up, then you put your battery in. Make sure this, and make sure you have your goggles set to the drone, you know, the O4A unit, because that's going to waste battery trying to set that up. And 1 second. Settings, status, switch. For this one, I have the Pro, so I'm just going to push everything to the computer so that you can see what's happening. One moment, please. Just going to push it over here to the computer. And then I'll show you the rates. Will it show us the rates? No, it only does that for the well, we'll see inside the goggles. I think so. Can't remember. It's been a while since I've done this. That's why we like to have a build your own drone series every now and again. Ah, you're killing me. Yay, we're connected. Okay, cool. So we got that there. I'm just gonna push it to the computer. Samsung Me, and then go here. One moment, please. Yay. 6297. 6297. This changes all the time. It's never the same. The code. So it's not like, hey, I have the code to his machine. Alright, so then we'll go here. Here, we'll flip it over. And there we go. So now hopefully we got enough battery. We can find the battery. Had the battery a second ago. No. Oh, it's in the drone. Okay, so now when we plug it in, now once you have all that stuff, you know, the way it should be, it should be good to go. As long as the battery is aligned correctly too. That's the other thing. Aligning the battery so that it actually fits the way it's supposed to. Looks like the goggles went to sleep. But that's okay, we'll wake it up. Connection failed. Click home. See? As long as we're connected to the goggles, except I want to make sure that no. We lost our DJI goggles detected. I might have to disconnect from. Well, let me do it from here. Hold on. We'll just have to quit reflector again and bring it back. And there we go. Yay. Okay, go fly. I'm going to put the battery in. See, it's a process. It's not like it just happens. Anybody who says that is lying. So now we're connected. I'm just going to turn off. Once it connects, it should go beep beep. Oh. Might need to bind it. It should have bound. One moment, please. It's red, which means it has to be sunk, bounded. And then we'll do here, and then here. And then I'll turn the buzzer off. I forget which one's the buzzer. This isn't sunk. The goggles are, but hold on. But not this. There we go. It's been a while since it sunk, but now we got it working. You're like, what does he know what he's doing? I built this thing by hand. Alright, let's see. See? Beep on, beep off. And then for lights, I forget which one's the lights, I believe. That's lights. See? Lights on, lights off. I'll show you the light settings in a second. We just want to get it to hover so that we know these settings are legit. And then, let's see, I don't need the goggles for that. That would be nice, but I can see the drone. It's right here, and we're not leaving the room anyway. Can we see from there? It's a little tight, but we make these videos so we're testing the settings, like I said in the video. And after we do the settings, we will battery might be dead, but whoops. I think it's in angle mode. I can't see. One moment, please. Go back. Please stand by. Which mode is it in? Acro. We don't want acro. We want angle inside. Angle will allow you to just fly it magically. You're like, wow, that guy can really fly. Now it's angle mode. Sometimes you have to turn it on and off because these drones are glitchy that way. Yeah, we gotta. So when that happens, just turn it off and plug it out, and then plug it in again, and make sure you're in angle mode when you do that. And then once it syncs, the beeping will stop, or if it doesn't, just press the beep button. See? And then make sure nothing is tangled. Make sure we are in angle. Angle mode just allows you to fly like it's in Avata or something, except it doesn't hover. What's the battery? Huh. It should turn on, like literally. Sometimes, let me just check. Just getting it into the position. Make sure we're in angle. That beep beep means that the battery is dying, but you want to get it to hover. These are the rates. These are the great rates. And As you saw, we have battery indication thingy that tells you when it's about to go kaput, which is great because then you take it out. Because if you fly these batteries until they go dead, here I'll show you. You won't be able. They'll just won't work anymore. Here I'll show you. Leave that like that. And then we'll push it to over here, and then so that you can see in the computer. Let's open up reflector, because then you can look inside the goggles. Okay. Do. And again, don't run the battery into the ground because it can be an expensive hobby when you can't use the battery anymore. 2743. See, the code changes to 274 all the time. It's never the same. All right, and then we'll go here, Samsung Me, and then go here. See? So we're in angle mode. If you look on the top right-hand corner, I'll just do Samsung only. It says angle. Hold on. Angle just means that there's no flips or turns. And as you can see, the battery is running low. If we run it into the ground, it's not good for it. And then we can start it up. See, and then hopefully, remember there's an accelerometer built in. So be careful if you pick it up, but I wouldn't recommend to see the degrees. We have 400, 145, and then we can and now it's off. But you kind of get the idea. Don't run the battery into the ground, because you will. So those, we know these are the settings. So now I'll walk you through some of the basic stuff. Like here's our light. Is that the light? No, that's record. Is that the light? I forget which one. Hold on. There we go. That one's the light. All right. Because I don't really fly it at night. Lights on. Lights off. It does work though because there are no sensors, so it's not going to tell you land now, low light. So it does give you that reflective light. It's not like the Avata where it'll just go crazy. All right, so if your light isn't working, right? It's because, let's quit reflector. I don't know why the web app. So we have to connect this to the computer. And then I'll send you a link to the video that walks through all of the settings, so don't worry about it. Connect. If you go to modes, and if you don't see user 1, right, you're gonna click here and see if you unselect hide, they'll all show up, and you see it be at the bottom. And so user 1, aux3, make sure it goes from 1500 to 2000. If it's not, like watch, I'm gonna put it right there and then save it, right? And then watch. Light's not gonna work. Make sure you see, but if you look at the desktop, right, it's in the range, but it's not. See, it needs to be right there, and then save it. And then now if I go to full version of me, you should see lights on, light. Now it's working. And the same thing will go for the other modes. Like you want to make sure, So when we're going to go here, we're going to go there. Make sure all these settings are correct. Okay? So then you'll be able to. So I'm going to leave this like this. Pause it, and you should be able to, you know, copy that. Okay? And see right here, arm, angle, horizon, beeper, if you have a beeper. If not, don't worry about it. Flip over after crash, just allows you to reset. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's hit or miss. And then you have here, but you know, I'll go down to the beginning, configuration. See, this is what I have. Pause the video. All right. And I just keep these on for, I have air mode off. And angle mode just allows you to do what I just did. Acro, the shit's gonna go crazy. And then battery, it's by defaults. I didn't change anything. It looks like we have expert mode enabled. No, we don't. Okay. Presets, PID tuning. This is where we were. PID profile settings. See that? That's where we are. Scroll down. I have mine set to 75, so we can fly nice and casually, not in bullet time. Then these are changed right here. Okay, 100. Leave it like that. I didn't change anything. 190, 180, 50, 550, 500, 400. Or you can download this in the GitHub repository and just flash it, but just leave it. Okay, pause the video. Copy those numbers. I didn't change this. I didn't change any of that. The app is just, the web app is just different. They must be so confident in this web app that they removed the physical app. That I want to find. I probably wind up spending the day looking for it. But here, go to me again. Right here, PID profile settings. Don't touch anything in here. You're just going to scroll down. Motor output 75, save. Now to change the PIDs, you go into rate settings. Got it? See? Everything stays the same. Pause it, copy that, copy that, copy that, copy that, and then hit save and push it. These are fine, and just make sure those numbers match. And the modes, there was another one. There was one more. There was not this setup. Battery power. There was one. Leave that. Don't touch it. There's one more. Receiver. I have mine. See, serial UART and SBus. And then don't touch it. I left everything. I didn't leave anything the way, you know. And if shits get messed up, just reflash, just push them back through a CLI, you know. And then now that is pretty much it. I'll send you a link to this one right here. I actually have the, it's a part of the Build Your Own Drone series. If we go to my channel. Well, don't worry, we're going to be doing another Build Your Own Drone series. If we go to playlist, and if we click on the Pavo, oh yeah, I think this is it. Happy model, Mobila 8, because we took the chip from the Pavo Pico and put it in the Mobila 8. But it's this video right here, the conclusion. Check your settings. This will help you. And then this walks through everything I'm doing right now, which might seem a little fast, but this is it right here. Except I forgot to do the ripple on the intro. See, that means the battery's dying. That's fine. We can disconnect it because you're not going to be able to set the PIDs unless the which is messed up because I ran this battery into the ground. I have a video that shows you how to revive your battery, but it's risque. But it does work. All right, let's see. So we'll just send you this here. Remember me, BloxTube. I remember BloxTube. Hello, everyone. Hey, Bob, 22. Someone needed help with their drone. So we were just helping them. Did you change the music to the intro? Oh yeah, well, that's later on. My light's still not working. Hopefully your light is soldered on correctly. But that video is going to walk you through everything. before I say that, let me just scrub through it really quick. And go here, 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 here. I ran through the motors. Let's see. Yeah. Beeper. No user one. So there's no light on this one. All right, so I'll go over the lights again. So for me, that's for my light. Okay. And if we go back, let's see if it'll let us connect. You can't have more than one port open. Go there, go there, go there. Beta flight. Now it should. Huh. Interesting. Oh, it disconnected? Make sure it's plugged in. Okay, remember we're just setting the PID rates. And now it should connect. There we go. Modes. Hold on one second. On your modes, it's aux3. See that? aux3. And then 1500 to 2000. See that? That has to be like that. And it has to say user 1. If you don't see user 1, deselect that, and then all these menus will appear. And then when you see user 1, set it to aux3, 1500, 2000. And then now we can close that again. And then remember, aux3. And then we're going to pull it out. Full version of me. This button right there is aux3. Okay? Except, I wonder if just need to charge it. I don't want to. Oh, I think aux3 was for, for the light, right? We'll just double check with this one right here. That one feels warm. Yeah. I think I plugged in the wrong battery. Great. At least we still have 2 cells left. You want to make sure your cells are left because, again, if you run them into the ground, it sucks to bring the batteries back to life. We'll let it bind to the goggles, and I believe it hasn't bound yet. It's still red. I'll cover that up. I wonder if the goggles shut off. Where are the goggles? Sometimes the goggles will shut off automatically, which are fine. Oh, it bound. Okay, great. Now I can shut off the beeper. So, for me, the beeper is here. For me, the lights are there. aux3. aux3 is right there. It's the H button. I wonder if it's recording. Because I accidentally hit the record button. Yeah, I did. Okay. No need for it to record. We do need to update that though. I wonder if there's an update on the 04. And so, again, aux3, lights on, lights off. If the light's not working, then maybe you soldered it wrong. Did you solder yours on, or did it come like just ready to plug in and play? If it did, just plug the lights in, plug a battery in, and the lights should turn on. Or do like I did, you know, since you don't have anything set yet. And that's pretty much how you control the lights. I'll send you a link to another video on how to install the lights. Hopefully yours are installed correctly. Just gonna put this over here and see if I can find another video. I'm using ELRS Pocket. Still not working. Yeah, I don't know what I didn't get the battery yet. Well, if you don't have if you don't have a battery, you're never going to be able to do it. You'll be able to do the settings, but you'll never be able to test it. So, for example, you can't control the drone until it's bound to here, here, and there. So if I plug this in, see, there's no battery. The only way you're going to control everything is with a battery in here. No battery, no control. Why they do that, I don't know. It would be nice if it did work. So, for example, that's why I can't shut the buzzer off until there's a battery in there. I could change the settings and shut it off from there, but I don't want to. See, I can't shut the light off. Never will be able to unless I have a battery in and it's sunk. So no battery, no control. So that could be your issue. Radio Master Pocket. Oh, I don't know Radio Master. No, you're going to have to look for another channel. You're going to have to find somebody who has I don't do Radio Master. Everything here is DJI ecosystem, but similar process. You just have to find that key. Radio Master is like a freaking nightmare. You know who might have it? Captain Drone. Guarantee he'll have one. Captain Drone might have one. Great guy. I don't think he replies back, but he will definitely have a video. Let's see, Captain Drone. Can I bind the DJI 04 Pro unit to my goggles without battery? Yeah, you can, but you won't. You can bind like I did. I was able to bind it without this, but you still need this to control it. But either way, it'll bind, but you need the Radio Master video, but you'll be fine. Let's see, I will go to YouTube and then go to Captain Drone. Here he is. Look on his channel, he should have something. And voila. That's all I can say. But yeah. Can I bind? Oh yeah, to bind it is really easy. Alright, I'll show you how to bind. Binding is, you find, let me take the battery out so this doesn't blow up. So, to bind it to the goggles, you take a pin, right? And you'll see on the side a little bind button. And you hold it until it starts to flash. I'll show you. But you need a battery. So you can't bind it unless there's a battery in there. But here, I'll show you. That I can show you, but you won't be able to do it unless you have a battery. Okay? And the goggles are on. And inside the goggles, you have to select the 04 Air unit. I'll show you how to do that too. So first we're going to show you how to bind it, and then we'll show you what to do with the goggles, okay? You take a battery, you plug it in. This part's a tricky part because it's hard to see that hole. And with the beeping in the background. See that green light on the side would be red, right? in there. Okay? So you take a little pin or whatever, and you might need a magnifying glass, but it's like a little arrow, and you'll see, watch. I'm going to push it. Hold on. See, even I have trouble. Because you want to make sure that when you push it, you push the button. One moment, please. So you push it in, right? And then what'll happen is it'll start flashing. This red light. See, it's flashing. You push the button, and then you take your goggles. Mine are beeping because remember I can't. Oh yeah, I could shut the buzzer off because I have. Oh, but it's binding. It hasn't bound yet. So then you take your goggles. I can't control it until it's bound. And you hold the power button. Just hold it until it starts to go beep, 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 beep. Watch. Wait for it. I press it. See? And then it goes beep, 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 beep. And then it's sunk. And that's just the power button you held. And it's sunk. Now I can control it. I'll show you again. It's hard to see. Alright. Take a pen or whatever, something sharp. A pen could work too. And you see now, it's green. It's green, but yours is probably red. So you take a pen, you see where it says bind, right? And you push it in until it starts to flash. And in my case, it's not, I didn't push it, so you gotta make sure you, there we go. I think I pushed it. Nope. It's really tricky, to be honest with you. Sometimes I need that magnifying glass thingy. There we go. Push it until it starts to flash, a little button. And then now that that's flashing, now I'll show you where I pressed on the goggles. The little antennas are up, right? The button right there. Hold it. Press it once until it starts to flash. It takes a couple of seconds. See? Wait for it. And then it go beep, beep. Now that it's doing that, that's flashing first. See? And now it's solid green. And now we're bound. And now I can control the drone again. And now I can do beep, which is insane. And then that's so like when you crash, you can find your drone. And then lights. See? But you can't do that unless there's a 2S, 3S, depending what chip you have. Check to see what chip you got so you don't put the wrong battery in and blow up your flight controller. And then in the end, with those settings and those rates, you should be able to do this. Watch. Should be. No guarantee. That will take practice inside of the simulator, which I'll show you in a second. Movies, Prism, and there we go. Samsung Me. We will fly. Come fly. This is the Mobile 8 Pavo because we rebuilt the drone, took the chip from the Pavo Pico, put it in the Mobile 8, and took the motors from a different drone, and basically you get a smaller micro drone, which makes it easier to fly inside. But that's with these rates. But it takes time, it takes practice, and I recommend the simulator so that you don't crash into anything. And we will crash. You're going to crash in the beginning, and that's why I recommend getting that UV filter so that you you don't. Bye. Thanks, helping me. Yeah, get some rest. Glad you were able to. Yeah, I could teach sim. I'll show you the sim really quick. Oh, because you're teaching sim. Oh, sim puts you to sleep. That's fine. The sim's only going to get you to do what I'm doing right now. You got to learn in the sim so you don't throw your investment out the window because the Pavo is an expensive drone. Don't come cheap. But again, you'll be able to fly indoors. Oh, he's not gonna sleep. Oh, bye. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, he's in Malaysia. That's okay. Doesn't matter what country you're in. Oh yeah, the different time zone though. Um, yeah. So that's how you fly indoors with those rates work really well, and that is pretty much it with that. So there's a lot of time difference. Yeah. Hopefully that helps you. And again, angle mode. Make sure you're in angle mode when flying indoors. You don't want to be in acro. Angle, angle, angle. Angle will just allow you to work the wonders, and everything will work out just right for you. I wonder if I have a simulator. I should have the sim on here. And in the simulator, it's actually called level mode. So on the drone, it's angle. On the simulator, it's level. Okay? So make sure when you're practicing in the sim that you are in level mode. I'll show you, but you go to sleep and you will just scrub through the last part of the video and you'll see level mode, because level is the way to go. Roto Riot. This one is called Liftoff. Works really well. There's a DJI version in there because the DJI allows you to have a seamless experience. Click on race, go here, and after race, Hanover is pretty good, but you choose one that you like and go here. The goal is to do 3 laps. See, there's the DJI drone. So you can practice on level mode, which is M mode, but in your case it would be in this case it's M for the DJI drone, but another drone would be level mode, if that makes any sense. So let's say here we're in M mode, which would be level mode. This just simulates the DJI experience. Here, I'll show you. So you can fly in here, do like a dives and stuff, and then hard to see because the sun's shining, but we're in M mode. Okay. I wonder if I can switch drones without quitting the game, but you can sync. This will work with your Radio Master controller. Let's see. Drone selection. So if we go to a different drone, which is the green one right here, that should not be an M, so we'll do quit. So if you see M and you're using another drone, you know it needs to, we can say welcome back to everything that glitches, and then go here, and then go here, and then now there's our green drone. We should see acro, angle, and something else, or level. It should be level. See, here, see it says acro on the top left-hand corner. I believe it's the A key, 3D, horizon, level. So level is the same as angle mode in the RC controller. It's a little bit harder to control, but it's the same thing. We got those little grid thingies on there. You can remove that. I forget how to remove it, but that's in another settings. But I don't fly this drone in there. I just stick to the DJI ones because I have the DJI flight controller and all that other fun stuff. And then for acro, if we press the A button, see we're in acro, whoops. And now in acro is a little bit harder to control, except we missed our thingies over there. And I don't say fly low in the beginning, even though these drones are designed to fly low. When you're learning, just go in the sky, and then when you're ready to like take control and experiment and like, you know, go for the checkpoints. That's why I recommend race. But don't race for the time, race for the experience, so that the goal in race mode is to get past those checkpoints. And you know that you're in acro mode and not level, right? Level is because acro, you can do flips and stuff, see? And then the practice there. But that's why I only leave it in, press A, horizon, level. Level, there are no flips, and you just fly like you would a regular drone. You know, like pretend you're driving it, and then you can just go up, down. No more flips and level. Remember, level is the same as angle mode in your RC controller, and then you just work it, and that's it. Anyway, that is pretty much it. And I don't fly this one. I just do the DJI one. But you can get rid of all those metrics in there if you need to. It's in somewhere in the setting. Each drone is specific, and that is pretty much it. Anyway, I hope this video helped you. We are in New Jersey in the USA, different time zone. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. All the links are in the chats, so just pause the videos, watch them. Remember to like and subscribe. This guy turned out really well for the 3D print of the week, and that's silver. This one is actually scaled, and we have another one that we had somewhere around here that was a little bit small. Oh, he's right here. True to size at 100%, that's 130, but at 100% we were able to get the micros thanks to Swedish Forge. Bob, let us know if you'd like one. We will send one to you. Kind of neat, huh? Wow, and all the details just show. So it looks like we can get away with printing in black as long as we got some paint to cover it up so that all of the details will show. Anyway, we'll see you all next time. Ciao.